Welcome back to CHILLPOREAL. I know this is the first time I've done one in a very long time, but I figure, you know what, I figure, cover a movie that we actually decided to see, and well, let's welcome back our regular guest, the one and only AngryCanadien, and here we go.
Oh, this is what you were warning me about. The
Yes,
gong. We got a
I ha-
gong show here.
yeah, we got sounds. There's applause, there's bounce, there's drum roll, heartbeat. So you know what? You know what? Let's give for all the streams he's done with him. Let's give AC a round of applause. All right, there you go.
Yes, I feel special already.
So how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
So I so you're the one that actually told me about this movie. I did not know this movie existed until you told me about it, and I didn't even realize it was coming up this quickly. So you told me like, okay, let's go see it. We're like, should we talk about it? Should we? And you're like, yeah, I'm free. So I was like, you know what, I'm free too. And so we're here talking about The End of Oak Street, one of the latest in a series of bad robot movies. I honestly didn't think I'd ever watch a bad robot movie again because of a certain rise of Skywalker. But honestly, I was actually pretty happy with this one, and I'm glad you recommended it. I'm glad we're here to talk about it. So yeah. So how did you find out about this? You told me about it. So how did you find out about this? And this was filmed 2 years ago. Like this, I couldn't believe it. I looked it up.
Really, it was filmed 2 years. Well, that makes sense, man.
2024. Yeah, the kid, it's
Okay.
like the kid that plays Brian, not me, is like 16 now. Is like almost 17, and he was like 14 when they filmed it.
That's crazy because I was gonna say like Anne Hathaway has had a busy schedule this past year, so that would make sense that they filmed it 2 years ago now. But no, as for me discovering it, I don't know. I guess like it was either actually it was on X. I found it on X. I was just scrolling on X, seeing what was going on, and then I see this trailer that has dinosaurs in it. I'm like, what is this movie? So then I went to YouTube and I watched the trailer on YouTube. I'm like, oh, this looks really interesting. And it's coming out this year, which I didn't like. I don't keep up with movies. So, like, I didn't know this was coming out. And it just so happened that the movie was releasing the same day for you and me. Because normally, like, Japanese or in Japan, excuse me, the movies, depending on the movie, it won't release the same day. Like, they did it for Spider Man, it released the same day. I think Doomsday, like the big Marvel movies, of course. Sometimes, like Jurassic Park movies don't release the same, or Jurassic World, excuse me, don't release the same day. So it was really weird that this random movie decided to release the same day internationally. So that's why I was like, hey man, like I want to watch this movie. I obviously don't do movie reviews on my channel, but like I figured you might like find it interesting, and so you agreed to go watch it, and we watched it within like probably what 8 hours of each other because you watched it first and then I watched it afterwards, and that
So
was kind
that
of
was
funny.
so that was your scheme all along. You're like, I don't do video content, but Nerdporial does. I'm gonna use him to talk about it. So, and you know what? I totally approve. I totally approve of that scheme. Yeah, I saw it like yesterday at 3 p.m. my time. So I actually saw like a very early matinee showing. Only it was $11, $11 a ticket. So I didn't even bother with IMAX. No way.
Oh yeah.
So I ended up going to the Rosemont. I ended up going to the Rosemont Theater instead of the Norwich Theater, which is closer. Rosemont Theater is actually really close to the airport O'Hare. So went there, ate a whole bucket of popcorn. I am still recovering from that. I don't know what came over me to eat a whole bucket of popcorn and soda. And I don't usually eat that or drink that. So I came. I so, but other than that, like I ate whenever if I'm engaged in a movie, I will eat the entire thing and I will drink the entire soda. Like if I'm bored, I will not drink the entire thing. So that tells you how much I like this particular movie. So so End of Oak Street is basically another period piece that comes across in the same vein as Stranger Things and all those nostalgia '80s nostalgia projects that have been a thing for a decade now. So this one, I honestly, I went into this, I was surprised. I was surprised because I didn't even know that.
Yes.
I thought this took place in the current day, and I'm like, wait a minute, why are kids and men wearing short shorts, and and what's with the really tight t-shirts and all that? Oh my gosh, this is the '80s, isn't it? And then I find out it's 1982, and if anybody knows, 1982 is the ultimate nerd year according to Gen Xers. So as a millennial, I I would bet that was born in 1984. I kind of contest that claim, but that's neither here nor there. So, but yeah, so this takes place in 1982, and it takes place in a suburb. It takes place in a typical suburb, and like the whole plot is. And you were not the. I mean, you were the first to bring this up to me, but apparently other people have figured it out too. It's basically Dino Crisis 2.
Yeah.
And I recently played Dino Crisis 1 and 2 because our guest here bullied me into it. So I ended up enjoying it actually. So tough game.
Yeah, so to kind of dive into it now. So basically, it's a family of four. They live in the suburb, this like big neighborhood. It's very like Americano, like just seeing the local community having a barbecue and enjoying like whatever. I think it was just like a summer thing. It wasn't anything.
It was like a block. It's like a block party, basically.
Yeah, and everyone's having fun, and it sets up the family that there's definitely some contention and strife within the family. The wife is thinking about leaving the family, divorcing, and the husband is he comes off as like he's not really caring or paying attention to people, and it it after that like you see him like delivering pizza, and then you find out like why he's doing that later on in the movie. So he kind of redeems himself in that aspect. But what's interesting is it's a perfect setting for like this kind of like sci-fi thriller because all of a sudden there's a storm going overhead and there's been like reports of like the news guys say there's been reports of like weird space stuff happening like with whatever cosmic disturbance. I don't remember what they used. So if you're listening, you get like a little bit of a hint of it. And then there's a part in the movie where, like, for some odd reason, there's like a random, like, prehistoric plant in this old lady's backyard. Another funny part in the movie is like there's a big pile of shit literally in someone else's backyard.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was pointing at. I wonder what that was referencing.
Yeah. So, but then like
too bad Jeff Goldblum was in the movie. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. What I really liked about this movie is that it gave you I would say the first 10 to 20 minutes of the movie is like setting up the family and the neighborhood a little bit. And then it just hits right off the bat. Like the whole neighborhood. And by the way, we're getting the spoilers. I have the tag up so people can realize, but the whole neighborhood literally gets like transported to the past. And I mean, and this is a huge neighborhood. Let's say it had to have been what, like 70 houses, because it was like massive.
It was several blocks. It was definitely several neighborhood blocks that was enveloped. So
yeah,
and I just liked how gradual it was. Like, I mean, like once again, this is not from the point of view. So Dino Crisis is usually from the point of view of the military or the scientists. These are just normal people that just live normal lives. It could be me. Well, maybe not AC because AC was in the military, but like some dipshit like me who has no like combat experience or dealing with this sort of thing whatsoever, and you have a family on top of that. I was really concerned for everybody. The one thing that I thought should have happened, there was, I mean, maybe I don't know how big I would have thought in the 80s, at least 1982, more of the neighbors talk to each other, because when I wasn't alive in 82, but I was alive in the late 80s at least, and my it's not like that now where nobody talks to each other nowadays, but in the 80s, like the neighbors still, I think, talk to each other. The kids, I mean, we saw some of that 80s stuff. We saw some of that Stephen King, Steven Spielberg, we saw some Stephen King and Steven Spielberg tropes in this movie with the kids going out biking. I like the fact that the boys actually, like like the son, for instance, Brian. His name's Brian. I could believe that he was a kid. And he wasn't just an actor.
Right.
And so I liked how that kind of came off as how would I say it? They weren't smarter than the usual person. I could believe there was enough
Yes.
verisimilitude for me to believe that they were kids and that there was a vulnerability there. So
Yeah.
so when
Yeah,
he
they're
goes out
just
looking
normal
for the
families.
so
Yeah.
when he goes out looking for the dog after all the shit has happened, I was just like, my heart started to drop. I was like, oh no.
Yes. Yeah, but the best way to describe this movie in terms of the tension is that everybody's caught off guard, right? Because one minute they're in a rainstorm that's like over their neighborhood, and then the next minute it's like dead silent, and all this happens at night, like the first part of the movie, and they're like, "Hey, that's weird. The rain's gone, and like, why is it so hot?" When like the next morning when they wake up, it's like really hot, and then like you said, there's a slow buildup of like people they hear noises outside, they step outside, and then they're like,
wasn't
things
wasn't there an earthquake? Or
no,
it
no, no,
was
no, no,
or
no.
there was either an earthquake or it was one of the dinosaurs just
Walking
walking
past the building, it was the
walking.
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, that's later on, but the family's like kind of like because the power gets cut out, right? Because like literally
The
it's
cut
like
power, the water, everything is cut off
yeah,
because you take this big scoop of land and just
yeah,
transport it to another time where it's disconnected from everything. So
exactly.
you're not going to, yeah. So you're not going to get any. You're not going to get anything. So it then becomes a matter of survival. Like, okay,
Yeah.
is this going to be like Walking Dead? And then the thing that people kept comparing this to, and I mean, once again, like same with Resident Evil. It was basically everybody compared this to zombies, like a zombie apocalypse, except uh, it was with dinosaurs, so everybody made the connection to Dino Crisis right away. So,
Well, it makes sense because you see in the beginning, like really. So what I really liked is even though they were normal Joe Schmo people in the neighborhood, the dad and mom still had a sense of like, okay, we need to like board up the windows and the doors and um, they tried to go to the basement, but because they were teleported, they basically were teleported to like a middle of a swamp. So like anybody that had
yeah,
a basement in that neighborhood, it was completely flooded by the swamp. But they were like, okay, we gotta like gather supplies. Like what I really liked is how Anne Hathaway's character, even though she was like a bit of a hard ass on her husband because she didn't know her husband had lost his job and he was trying to make ends meet with the pizza delivery. She
yeah,
was like in the kitchen, like counting the food and like building a list of like what they have on
hmm
hand.
yeah,
Obviously, she was helping with the preparedness. Even the kids were helping, which was really nice to see because I was really worried the kids are going to be like really annoying, and that's only because I've been tarnished by the last three Jurassic World movies where the kids are just like they're just awful in those movies. But no, the kids were helpful for the most part, and they other than like a couple plot elements where they get into some trouble. But yeah, it was really nice to see like the family kind of coming together, and yeah, they were freaking out, but they weren't like screaming at each other and like disobeying and doing all kinds of stuff. Like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, they worked together. I mean, there was that great shot of like they're trying. It was the Allosaurus. Like they're trying to distract the Allosaurus from each other. She has the gun, and I like that whole little chase sequence.
oh my goodness,
One of the
yeah,
things that they built up, and I think that they did I think they did this twice. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they did more than once, but there were so many times where things are going on that, and this is something that Alfred Hitchcock used to do. The viewer audience would know that somebody is in trouble, but the characters on screen don't know it, and half the time I'm like, look at your left,
yeah,
look at your
yeah,
9 o'clock, look at your 9 o'clock. I was scared. I was scared.
yeah,
I'm like, come on, you're in the middle of the Triassic period.
your head
Keep a
on a swivel,
360.
looking around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep monitoring your surroundings. I like how nobody was paying attention.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I think that it works because this is a like us like we said earlier, it's a regular family, a regular neighborhood in like Midwest America gets literally transported to the past. So they're not used to like I mean, they're not military trained. They're not like scientists. They're not animal behavior specialists like you see in the other type of movies. So they're just
Yeah,
they don't understand that like they really do need to pay attention because they're like literally in the middle of the wild. The,
yeah,
and that was like I got really irritated, but at the same time, like, okay, I understand because like I have the training or I have the situational awareness to kind of be more aware of stuff. Because there was some like you said, the Allosaurus scene. It was like very obvious that like you're in a big open area and you can't like hear this giant creature sneaking up on you. It's not a cat, but they were like kind of like and again, this is a high stress environment, right? So you're kind of
yeah.
not like you might be hyper focused on just trying to survive and not really paying attention to what's around you. So there could be that too. Um, so I thought that was handled. In retrospective, I thought that was handled pretty well. And like you said, I was like trying not to yell at the movie theater screen, like look around, like because it was really intense, like seeing the creatures come up on them and like the one scene with the snake in the house that
Oh
terrified
my
me.
gosh. Especially like now we saw the snake. The snake was set up before. The snake was
Yes.
climbing out of the swimming pool. So,
Yeah.
or like one thing I liked was that they would set things up by like showing by setting up by showing the creatures for the first time
Yeah.
on screen, but then we don't actually see the payoffs till later. So like we actually do see the alligators coming out of the swamp too.
Yeah.
So that I mean that ended up paying off as well. So that's one thing I did like about it. But dude, that snake that just crawls in, and I like how Brian was just like went to like shock for a moment. I'm like, dude, shoot it, shoot the arrow, shoot the arrow
Yeah.
at it, shoot the thing, shoot the thing, and then all of it, and then Anne Hathaway's in the kitchen down on the ground. Then she looks to her 9 o'clock, and then the snake had its mouth open like this, and it had like a billion fangs. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like the teeth, just seeing seeing the teeth and all that just terrifying because it was the only time you see it.
Yes. No, it was cool to see a Titan boa because you don't really see that in like these prehistoric type movies or whatever. Like the only time I've well, other than like the Anaconda movies, but like as far as like seeing a Titan boa was like in a video game, you know. So it was kind of cool to see something a little bit more unique.
Yeah,
Um, no, going back to the family stuff. So like I said, I really liked how they were quick to show there was discourse in the family and that like now they're
yes,
thrown into this situation that they have to work together and there's still a little bit of bickering between the husband and wife. I mean, that's just normal, but they were able to kind of like overcome it
I liked
through
I liked how just to interrupt you. There was a little point of contention where the wife was like, you know, we might be here for the rest of our lives, and then Ewan McGregor was or Greg. What's funny is I remembered his name because my name is Brian. The son's name is Brian. My dad's name was Greg. The dad's
that's
name was Greg. So
funny.
there's
That's
that's how I was able to
crazy.
remember the names. So late father, he's no longer with us, but Greg and Denise is Anne Hathaway. They were arguing about. She was like, we might be here for the rest of our lives, and Greg, Ewan McGregor is like, let's have faith.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's have faith. I think we will make it, and I want to believe that we'll make it. And I honestly understood that. I honestly I like that was an interesting point of contention, but I like how she ended up, giving into that idea because you want to be optimistic. You don't want to lose hope in that situation, because if you lose hope,
Yes.
you're not gonna be in the I mean, because there's you can't really make a plan because you're not you don't have the mindset for that. You need to have the
Yeah.
mindset for a plan if you want to survive. So so that's one thing. There was an issue I had with this movie, and it was that there was a lack of communication between and now this was a 90-minute movie, so I get it. So I don't think they had time for this. Now, had they made a show like this, well, nowadays with writing, modern writers, I don't want them to make a show like this,
Yeah.
but I think there should have been more communication with like the neighbors and I thought one thing I thought was very out of place, even though this is a very big Stephen King trope, is the bullying or something. Well, it wasn't really bullying, but the kid was beating up the other kid while in the middle of this whole, you know,
Yeah.
Dino Crisis thing where he's going looking for his dog, yet the kid he
Had
had
a bloodlust for him, his
still had a
brother, yeah.
bloodlust for him. I'm like, now as much as now I was hoping there was no reconciliation. There was nothing after that. I think we just, I don't know if, did you, I think that was the body of the kid that they showed when they were leaving.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I would have to rewatch it to see. Yeah. I would just assume that the kid, those two, the boy and the brother, went off screen and we just never saw them again. But no, I
Yeah.
was with you on that. Like, it was just really weird that out of nowhere they're in this survival situation. I mean, I guess it's boys will be boys, and he still wants to beat up the guy that got his brother into the hospital. So, I mean, I can understand that to a certain degree, but also at the same time, apparently those two boys, their parents were like missing or dead. So they're like trying to find their parents. So it's like, if I was that, I mean, it kind of clearly shows that that kid is a low IQ, typical, bruiser high schooler, like
Yeah.
he's not going to think about the fact that, hey, my parents are missing or they're dead. I should try to protect my brother. I'm going to go and beat up the kid that hurt my brother's arm.
Yeah, like
So,
if they were gonna do something like that, they should have done it much earlier in the movie, like
yeah.
before the events of the Dino Crisis wormhole. Now that was a temporal wormhole. I forgot what they called it in the movie.
I don't remember either. Like, I don't. It's weird because what it is, it's like it looks like a mirror sphere. Like it's like the objects that appear into the world are like spheres, and they
Yeah,
basically the concept is they replace the what do you call it, the material matter of that era with like an era from the past. So
yeah,
like that's why actually what I really like, because they showed at the end of the movie when and we'll get to that later because I have some issues with that. They show the swamp from the past going to the present, and it
yeah,
makes sense like why the basement was flooded, because I was kind of curious. I was like, wait a second, how is the basement flooded if they're like really high up? Because there's that one scene where
yeah,
you see the swamp, right? But then you see another scene where they're like high up on a cliff, like the way the land is formed.
yeah.
And so, but then they kind of show at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, okay, that part of the prehistoric world was like a big swamp, so that's why the basement was flooded, and also the geysers and stuff, whatever. But
Did they ever
yeah,
explain what caused that, or was that just left to the left is an unknown? Because I know they had the news at the end. They
it
showed the
was at the
news.
beginning of the movie. Actually, the news announcement was at the very beginning of the movie.
What they I forget what they said exactly. It was
They
that
just
there's particular storms that have been causing weird
no,
things
they
to happen.
it was the newscaster saying like, oh, the NASA has noticed some like weird like space phenomenons, like with some, I don't remember the exact word, but like let's just say like gamma rays or something. Like they said something, it was like in space, there was like some weird things happening in space.
Yeah.
And then like later on, like maybe 5-10 minutes later, the dog's outside barking at the light, and that's when things go to hell from there. So
Yeah. Yeah, the temporal, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'm like, how are they going to get out? Like, I was asking myself this
yeah.
the entire way. I'm like, how are they going to get out of this?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like I for a second, like I was like, maybe it'll be like a quiet place or something. Maybe they'll all die except for the son, the boy, and he'll become Turok, the dinosaur. Turok. I did not come up with that one. That was actually one of the comments in the trailer. But
Oh
I
my
was like, I
goodness.
decided to steal that one. I mean, that was an idea. Or they or maybe the mom stays behind so that the two kids can get through or something. Maybe there was a rule
Yeah.
behind that, because yeah, they showed the bubble and then they showed the bubble like collapse really quickly. Dude, the bubble collapsing. The kid jumps off the roof to land in the bubble, and the
Oh my
bubble
goodness.
vanishes, and he
Yeah.
fell and he broke his leg. I couldn't help but think of you and your I couldn't
My
help but think of
accident.
your
Yeah.
accident and all that. I
Well,
was like, oh my god.
I what do you call that? Like flinched when that happened.
I
Wh-
flinched too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my goodness, ouch. Yeah, because what I liked about this movie is they were not afraid to be gory, like to a certain extent, because it
Yeah.
was still PG-13, but Like the neighbor. Remember the neighbor with the revolver just shooting like a crazy man on the roof at the flying.
I knew he was dead the moment, like when you have an obnoxious jerk,
Yeah,
turn up in the
yeah,
movie. The trope is that guy's not going to make it. So
yes,
so I was like, okay, how is he going to do? Or he's going to do something that's going to ruin shit for everybody else. And so he just gets on the roof and starts shooting at the pterodactyls or something, and
yeah.
they just they pecked the shit out of him like it was like Dino Crisis. Oh, speaking of Dino Crisis, you know what made me think of Dino Crisis? When Anne Hathaway finds the old lady that was looking at her
Yeah,
story,
the editor. Yeah.
and then you see her dead, you see the body, and you see the wounds on her, but then you see the footprints, the bloody footprints
Yes.
of
Yeah.
the dinosaur, and I was like, and then the very tense score. But I think Michael Giacchino did a really good job with the score for
Oh,
this
he
one.
did. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it did sound very Star Trek 2009 in a way, but I like some of the more heavy atmospheric scores that were in this movie, because it kept me immersed, it kept me interested and all that, and that's what all I want from a movie.
Yes.
The immersion is really what works, and my expectations weren't high, as opposed to, I mean, heck, I didn't even go into Spider. I still haven't finished Spider-Man. I promise I'll finish Spider-Man because of you and Pops talking today. Um, but I actually I really did enjoy this one versus Spider-Man and the Odyssey, and that's, yeah. So I do like things. I don't hate everything.
Yeah, this I went in with zero expectations only because I didn't know what I was watching, like what I was going to watch. Like I just knew like, oh, there's dinosaurs, they're in a neighborhood, like what's happening? And I was just kind of blown away. I'm like, okay, it's a really simple concept. I thought they nailed about 80 to 90% of the movie. I think the ending was not really what I would wanted to have seen. I wish they could have done it a little bit differently, but uh
Like what for instance?
well, okay, like I said, I really want people to watch this movie, and I don't really want to spoil this for people because, like this, this is a movie. It builds up to it, and then when it comes out of nowhere and hits you, it's like, holy crap! Like I didn't think they were gonna do that. Like
Yeah.
I really didn't think they were going to, I guess, kill off the dad. Like I thought, like they would have all four made it out, and so to see him get brutally like eaten was
Now,
like,
and I don't know if you realized it, but I messaged you on I DM'd you on Discord when that happened.
oh, was that time you DM'd me? That's funny.
Yeah, I forget which. I think it was. Let me see. Let me see. I got it right here. I think it was OMFG. It was definitely. I think it
Yeah,
was.
that makes sense now. Yeah. Yeah, because like prior to that happening, so we have to kind of give some context. So what happens is obviously the four are in this situation, and the boy who he's an idiot, but he loves his dog, and I hated the dog in the movie. So, but the dog,
Starbuck. The dog's name was
yeah,
Starbuck.
the dog is like kind of missing, and the boy is worried about his dog.
I was
Well,
worried about the dog. I was like, are they going to pull an I Am Legend with this?
oh no.
Luckily, they didn't. They did not.
Well, so the boy sees his dog at nighttime and he goes out in the wild and tries to find him, which is like just insanely dangerous. And then his sister realizes that he's gone. And meanwhile, the parents are arguing about some stuff. And then the parents realize that both their kids are out of the house. So then it's like two different stories going on at once. You have the two parents in their car trying to find their kids. You got the boy trying to find his dog with his sister chasing him. And then like some things happen, and then some crazy stuff happens. You get to morning time, and the boy finds or excuse me, the boy finds this other person. His sister catches up to him. Then the parents find the kids. So the kind of like there's like a moment where there's like relief because they're all back together again, and they're kind of like they're not mad at each other, or the parents aren't really mad at their kids. They're kind of relieved that they're alive. But then they're like, oh, we're like really far from our house, we really need to get back to our house. And then it's like, okay, well, they just got to get to their house, right? That's all they got to do is get to their house and they're fine. And then that's that moment that you talked about where they're like running away they're running in between the neighborhood, the houses, and
Yeah.
that Allosaurus dinosaur. I don't know if it's an Allosaurus, but the Allosaurus is like coming around the building and it's all quiet and everything. and they
I
just don't notice it, and then that's when it starts that sequence of them getting
I
chased by it.
I love the sequence where they were in the car and
Oh yeah.
the car was knocked into the house and they're trying
Oh
to get
yes, yes,
out of the
yes.
car. Dude, that was freaking awesome.
Yes, that was a good one
There
too.
was a
Yeah.
lot of great shots in this movie. Like it didn't have the typical shaky cam that J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot films did. I actually thought the visuals were actually very good in this one. That's
Oh
another
yeah.
reason why I did not have any issues with this movie whatsoever.
I liked how they were not afraid to show it was weird. They like because you look at the visuals and it's mostly shots of the neighborhood, right? Like the suburban neighborhood.
Yeah,
But because you know where they're located, like they're in literally the middle of a prehistoric world, you're like looking at every tree line, every roof of the house. Like you're like as the viewer, you're like looking around to see, okay, where's the dinosaur? Where's the dinosaur? Where's the monster that's gonna come out and finish them off?
yeah.
And I mean, like I said, I was glued to the screen the entire time, and it did a good job just like keeping me on edge. And yeah, I one of the shots that was kind of interesting was when the family was talking about like remember they were in the living room, they're talking about like what they're gonna do, and then like there was a couple shots where you see the close up on like Anne Hathaway's face, but you see the daughter in the background
Yeah,
and and then like they're talking. There's like a couple shots like that that I thought were really interesting, like just close ups on the characters and just like their emotions and whatnot. Um, but if we can get into the dinosaurs, as far as like the dinosaur designs, one of my biggest issues with the movie was the dinosaur designs. Now, this is coming from somebody that really likes the Universal dinosaurs, so the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, and that's because I really hate seeing like fur on dinosaurs, and
yeah.
a lot of these dinosaurs had fur, which just made no sense at all. Like it doesn't.
I was gonna bring up like that first dinosaur that Greg Ewan McGregor
Yes, yeah, the chicken
encounters
one.
looks like a bird.
Yeah,
Looks like a bird's got feathers and all that. And I was like, interesting, interesting. Yeah, the fur thing I didn't I was like I was intrigued by the differences. I was like, okay, they're not doing this. I don't know if this was because, further discoveries in paleontology about, the dinosaurs. Heck, I recently went to the dinosaur museum in near Calgary, and I got this little thing. But there's a lot of paleontology going up there, so I was curious if there was some new you know some new progress or something in that field. So and or some discovery that I don't know, that they decided to go with that. I don't know, or maybe it was just they wanted to look, like you said, they wanted to look different from Universal.
I think it's just they wanted to be different, but at the same time, there's just like this really, really dumb push to like we gotta feather and tar as many of these dinosaurs as we can because dinosaurs are related to supposedly more related to birds, and so we really want to make them like not these stereotypical scary lizards as we've come to know the ankylosaurus. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was great.
Oh,
I yeah, I got this particular one. There was a lot of little figurines of dinosaurs, and I went with this one because this represents me. I have to build up a strong armor on the outside to protect myself.
you're soft on the underside. All right,
Well,
that's your weak spot. We
don't
got to
tell
flip
any,
you over
don't
then,
no
right?
no 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 no, don't tell anybody. No, I'm perfectly invulnerable, of course. Not. So, but yeah, so I've kind of been in and I mean, I think I'm at an all-time high when it comes to dinosaur stuff. I mean, I just played Dino Crisis 1 and 2, so seeing this was like, and you playing them not too much earlier than me,
Yeah,
we were bound to see this movie.
it was fate.
Yeah, fate, or maybe it was density, according to George McFly. If you've seen Back to the Future, maybe it was density that brought us.
Density. Oh boy.
Yeah, density. So,
The thing that kept flashing through my mind when I was watching this movie, I was like, man, this movie is legit a childhood nightmare of mine. Cause like I've said this before in other streams. Like I grew up like just obsessed with dinosaurs because of Jurassic Park, to the
Yeah.
point where I would have nightmares on a consistent basis of being chased by dinosaurs and like being in these like Jurassic Park type of situations. And a lot of times those nightmares, like because I kind of remembered like the concept of them, was me in my house and then there was a T-Rex outside my window like stalking me,
Oh,
and
really?
like this movie perfectly encapsulated that. Like that was legit like the nightmares that I would have, and seeing it kind of realized was like kind of surreal. I was like, oh my goodness, somebody actually made a movie of this. So
Did you ever imagine like you're just your house by itself, just transported to
yes, kind to a certain
the
degree, yes.
Jurassic Triassic period?
Yeah, yes, to a certain degree, it was just like, because when you're having a dream, it's like there's only so much that you can, I guess, like render in your mind. So of course it
Yeah.
was my house, and I know my mind. I remember my brain was telling me that outside my house there's dinosaurs everywhere, but more specifically, there's a T-Rex outside my house waiting to eat me, and it would look through the window while I'm like in my bedroom and stuff. So
So
yeah.
did you ever you ever sit still when you saw the T-Rex,
Oh yes, yeah, for
The
sure, for sure.
visions based on movement?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Any raptors? Okay, maybe
No,
that's
no,
a
like,
little too scary.
well, some, yeah, some. I remember, like this is another one. I remember having a dream that there were raptors that were shapeshifters. Like there was this mad scientist that he would shapeshift into a raptor, and I remember having that dream, and it really creeped me out. But I don't know where I got that concept because I didn't watch a lot of movies that had like shapeshifting creatures or people or whatever. So I don't know
Yeah.
like where that came from as a kid.
Mad scientist shapeshifts into dinosaur. Maybe you saw the Super Mario Brothers live action movie. Koopa turns into a dinosaur.
Uh, Maybe I don't know if this might have been either it probably was before the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie with the lizard. I wonder it
Oh,
probably was before that. So because I could say maybe that's the reason, but yeah, it was like I said, I had a lot of dinosaur nightmares, and like this movie was like literally like one of them. So
so this movie, um, so we brought up some flaws. Are there any other flaws you want to bring up?
well,
That
like I
that
said, the ending of the movie, I have a massive issue with it, and it's because of the character that dies and the
Yeah,
time paradox that happens there, right? Like
yeah,
that, I don't understand how that works because they show that remember the young lady that they find that her parents are dead in that prehistoric world.
hmm
They show a double of her at the end of the movie, so that implies that it's kind of dark if you think about it. That implies that Anne Hathaway and her two kids were basically sent to the past without their dad, with the husband.
yeah. I thought. Oh yeah. You're absolutely correct on that.
So if that happened, that means it creates a different branch in the timeline,
Yeah,
and that means like those people probably most likely died, right? And the rest of the neighborhood. So
it's left to the viewers
there's interpretation, right?
imagination. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did think about that. But at the same time, I was so happy that they were able to reunite with him.
No, I was
It
too.
was
Yes, I
so
was
it was
too. Yeah.
I felt because I was shocked. Like I mean the Quiet Place did the same thing. John Krasinski gets killed and all that. So I mean, but I didn't think about that at all. Like I thought they were all gonna. I thought this was gonna be a family thing. And
Yes.
the whole arc of the family was to get them to bring them closer together, and the movie was working. And then
Yes.
he saves his wife from the
Yes.
Allosaurus, but because he's a typical dad that probably worked a manufacturing job and then went into then delivers pizzas. He didn't go as far as to make sure that the dinosaurs was dead. Heck, I don't even think I would have had the guts to do that, just to think of the zombie on the ground in Resident Evil and assume that it's not
Oh
dead.
yes, 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 yes. That dude, that scene. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit ridiculous to see him take it that the Allosaurus on, but it was so cool because it's like,
Yeah.
what other movie has done that? And then it almost is kind of like, okay, it makes sense that he was basically eaten afterwards because you're not gonna walk away from that
Yeah,
Allosaurus and
yeah, because
unscathed.
he bit the knee off. I was like, oh my! I was like, wait, what? Wait, is his knee gone? It was gone, and I was like, oh no, it's they're doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So I was really, I was like, yes, that's what you do. Call them up, call them up. It was like Back to the Future. That whole thing with them going back to getting back to their time early reminded me of Back to the Future because Marty in Back to the Future changes the time circuits to like 15 to 20 minutes earlier. So he ends up seeing himself going through the events of the beginning of the
Yeah.
film. And I was curious if we were going to get something similar to that. But like you said, they went to the past without Ewan McGregor. So
Yeah.
I think they're dead. I think they're dead. I think I'm with you.
Also,
I think they're dead.
well, not only that, like, because she did the phone call and called a bunch of those people that she wanted to save, which it's kind of crazy because she didn't have enough time to call every household.
No, she did not. I was like, what? I was like, really? Like, yeah, I don't know.
That was interesting. But yeah, so like I said, the ending because of the whole time paradox thing, I wish it could have been handled a bit differently. But like you said, it was really nice to see the family reunited because now they can
Yeah.
like because of that traumatic experience,
Hmm.
they're never gonna leave each other, right? Like the wife's not gonna run out on him. The father's gonna be a bit more attentive and really focus on his family,
Well,
socially speaking.
it's gonna be interesting from his perspective. He's like I did all that, or I was going to
Oh,
do
that's
all that.
true. That is also another issue. That is, I completely forgot about that
Yeah,
because it wasn't really him. It was the other guy. So, but the thing is the dad necessarily wasn't a bad person. He was like he says in the movie, he got laid off, so he's like trying to make ends meet and find a job while also delivering the pizza. So he
yeah,
wasn't necessarily a bad person. It was Anne
no,
Hathaway who wanted to run away from the problem, and now
yeah,
she's not going to do that. So it's kind of funny how like you would think it would be the reverse, right? In this
yeah,
modern era of writing and stuff, but it wasn't.
right.
So that
Well,
was
I
yeah,
mean, he was the one that was playing with the kids. He was joking around with them. The chemistry. There was a lot of chemistry between those
yes.
actors. Heck, they were even joking about the nature of this whole thing. Like, oh, maybe it's aliens. Ooh, yeah. I was like, okay, that was obviously an Outer Limits. That was an Outer Limits reference right there. But I like these type of things, these what if type of movies, and that's that. I mean, that's what made the Twilight Zone and Outer Limits and all those shows. Those were really big, and they made a huge comeback in the '80s. I mean, the
Mm,
Twilight Zone, the movie, is infamous. I don't know if you've ever seen the Twilight Zone movie, but it's like the old show. It was a movie that was a film that was split up into like 3 or 4 segments. So and they there were movies like that in the '80s. So having a movie like this that just takes up the entire time, that's like an episode of that, is more than welcome in my opinion. As long as it's done well. In this case, it was done well. I like the sound design. I like the shots. I did had no issue with the characters. The characters were fine for me, but there was just some like there was issues. There was not enough communication. The bullying thing, in my opinion, was out of place. It shouldn't have been there. If they were going to put a bullying thing where he gets beaten up by by that boy, it should have happened before this whole thing happened. And then he runs into him again, and they're like, "Can you help us?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, I'll help you." And then they bring them there. They get the girl from the girl that they find, the girl that was they had the crush on earlier that they were spying on.
yeah.
You know, like bring at least get all the kids together. I was kind of disappointed they didn't at least get the younger brother, the bully guy, to be with them or something, and maybe a few other adults.
Yeah.
Maybe someone older, or maybe someone that had some military experience. I don't know. I mean, I know it was only 90 minutes, but if you have given maybe 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more character development, I think this would have been perfect. And
Yeah.
bring more of the community together, and then they all formulate a way to escape. Maybe some of them die, some of them get away.
But
You know,
if you think about it, if they all escape the same way that the four people did, that's a lot of people that are breaking the time paradox that are coming back. So it's a bit like more manageable to do that with 4 people, even though one of them's like a duplicate. The one
Yeah,
girl's a duplicate now. Um, yeah, I mean, like, but then again, I think if we take your idea and we completely rewrite the ending of the movie to not have this weird time paradox, then yeah, that would be much better, and like there'll be better character development and stuff. I could see that happening.
and
That would
it's
be really interesting.
and so with that, do you think it would be not? Well, we actually did talk about it. So it would be necessary for Ewan McGregor to either stay dead or to survive, basically, to not die at all, or something.
If we're not doing the time paradox thing, I think he should survive because like
Yeah,
the whole point is for the family to be to their bond to be strengthened. And if he dies, it kind of destroys it because now she's by herself, right? It's like
yeah,
she's got to take care of the kids by herself, and
yeah.
if that adds more stress to her life already. But if
Hmm.
they bond, then she's never going to leave him because she's realized like, okay, this is the hero that I need, this is the man that I need in my life,
Yeah,
and I'm going to commit myself to him. So yeah, there was one other thing I was gonna mention about the movie that was really interesting, but we're talking about the sound design. Oh, yeah, speaking of sound design, it was kind of cool hearing like gunshots in the background because you kind of know like okay, people are dealing with their own problems in that neighborhood.
yeah,
Did you pay attention to that? Like you heard screaming, you heard
yes,
gunshots,
yep.
like that was kind of funny. It made it feel more alive. So
It was good build up because we don't see what's going on. So once again, it's like with Jaws, it's left to
yeah,
the viewer's imagination until until very late in the movie. So because of that, there's a lot of anticipation that's built up on that. So
yes,
yeah, so I mean, like we don't really see the dinosaurs until Ewan comes across the I forget which one that's called. The chicken, the turkey looking one, the
yeah.
giant turkey. To quote the kid from Jurassic Park, the giant turkey. Maybe that was a giant turkey. I didn't think of that. Maybe that is a
That's a
giant
funny movie
turkey.
reference then, yeah, because
Yes.
like, it acted like a raptor, but it had, like, a
Yeah.
lot of feathers like a turkey, and even the beak
Yeah.
of it was like a
Mm,
turkey, so
yeah.
what is that, some giant turkey? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I didn't put that together until now. I know the brain of mine actually works in mysterious ways. Who knew that? So, but I would give this movie in the range of 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I liked it. I liked it
Yes,
that much. It was flawed, but I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. I would definitely see it again if I can.
I agree.
I mean, there was nothing that pissed me off about this movie. And nowadays, there's always something that gets on my nerves. And in this case, it was just a fun horror. And I mean, there was a little bit of comedy, but the comedy didn't make me cringe like MCU stuff does.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but the horror elements I think were done brilliantly here. So I 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for me.
Yep, I would agree, definitely around the 8 point mark. I'm definitely gonna buy the 4K or Blu-ray release of this movie, because I think it's worth having it just for like for rewatch. I think it has a good rewatchability, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. So I figured since we gave the review, now I'm going to go focus on some of the comments of the End of Oak Street trailer. So first comment, this one got the most got the most likes. Stranger Park, Jurassic Things. So basically, Stranger Things.
Oh boy.
All right. So here's one that I thought made me laugh. It's over, Anakin Source. I have the high ground.
Oh my goodness.
All right, here's another one. Anne has a problem. Anne has a solution. Anne has a will. Anne hath a way.
Of course.
That's a dad one. And so someone says, "I swear the dog better survive." Yes.
That's funny.
Um, I'm trying to see if there's anything. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's funny. A dinosaur movie that doesn't remind me of the other dinosaur franchise. Um,
I
yeah,
wonder who that is.
yeah. I wonder. Playing Jumanji in the last house on the left end of Oak Street in the Jurassic Park home development of Cloverfield. By the way, have you seen any of the other bad robot films, non J.J. Abrams bad robot films like Cloverfield or or 510
No.
Cloverfield Lane, or because yeah, Cloverfield's basically the kaiju one. That's the one where it's like a found footage kaiju film.
Really?
I think it's that movie gets pretty crazy. Like it's not just kaiju. Like the kaiju spits out like eggs or something. Then there's like that becomes kind of like aliens in a way in the subway. It gets creepy. It gets pretty
Okay.
creepy. Um, and then I tell you about the one. There was one that there was an R-rated one. Well, that one's R-rated too, but there was an R-rated, a very super hyper violent R-rated one that takes place during World War II. It's about like a special group that goes into Nazi Germany behind enemy lines and has to take out like this science lab. I think I think you would like it. They take out this Nazi lab. They're trying to create super mutant super soldiers, basically.
Okay.
It gets, oh my gosh, and it's the main Nazi is the guy from Game of Thrones, the one that plays Euron. So that's what is that one called again? Let me see. Bad Robot Nazi movie. It is called Overlord. Came out in 2018. I actually saw this one. It's an action horror one. Imagine anything in the battlefield going wrong, like for instance, ending up in a minefield, for instance,
Okay.
something
Hmm.
like that. It's basically it's like a war horror thriller type of movie. I think you would like. So, um, but yeah,
Well, speaking of like other dinosaur movies, one that I really need to watch is Primitive War. I have no idea how I can watch that movie, like the means of it, but I really want to see this movie because I remember hearing people kind of hype it up after release and stuff, and um, basically it's like it's like a Green Beret squadron in Vietnam, or not squadron, platoon in Vietnam. They get basically attacked by dinosaurs. So I'm kind of curious like how that's handled because that movie they're dealing with guns, they can fire back and stuff. Whereas this family has like
I
a
wonder
two
if
shot
I'm,
shotgun basically.
I'm wondering if it's gonna be anything like Predator.
That's what I was thinking too, because it sounds like it could be like a Predator movie, but with dinosaurs. So
Yeah,
if it's done well and it's gory enough, then I could probably see why it was popular. Because I'm looking at the ratings and it doesn't have a good. It has like an average critic review, but it has a higher fan or like normal people review. So I am really curious about that.
I am. Okay. Primitive War. I think I might know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that might be able to help you on that front.
All right, I'll let my secretary know
Secretary. Okay.
to get in
Remember,
contact with that guy of a guy of a guy of a guy.
Yar. Sorry. um, but yeah, okay. But yeah. There's a lot of dinosaur movies I have to see. I haven't seen the latest Jurassic World. I think you said not to bother with that
I
one.
would wait. Yeah, not to watch, not to pay for it. It's not worth spending money to buy it, like to watch it in the theater or even like rent it. Like if you can watch it for free through streaming, I would just check it out. But holy cow, that was an awful movie to sit through in the movie theater. There was like one really really good scene that I really liked, but besides that, no.
Okay, it's been I saw Jurassic World 2 in the theater once. I saw Jurassic World 3 in the theater once. Um, I actually I enjoyed the first Jurassic World. Everybody else hated
Me
it.
too. I liked it.
I enjoyed it for what it was. So, member Barry Haven, sure, but I don't know. I didn't hate the kids. Did you hate the kids in that one?
Um, Not
The
really.
brother,
They were
the
like
two brothers.
no, they were fine. Like they were like cringe in just their dialogue, but like as far as like how
Yeah,
they behaved and stuff, it was okay. Like yeah, I don't have an issue with that movie. That's why I said online, I said like this End of Oak Street was a better thriller, dino thriller than the last three Jurassic World movies. Because I still think the first Jurassic World movie was a good thriller because of the Indominus Rex and how it's basically like a proper mutant dinosaur, not the stupid mutant dinosaurs they have in the Jurassic World Rebirth. Those are
yeah,
like aliens that they've created basically. But
really.
um yeah, it's weird, dude. It's like you've got a rancor and you've got a flying raptor. We'll just leave it at that. So, um, No, like I said, I like the first movie because you had a great character with Chris Pratt as an animal trainer for the Navy. So he's got the military training. He behaved accordingly in the movie. You've got the annoying scientist lady who's somewhat redeemable towards the end of the movie. It had a good amount of like action with people getting eaten or killed or whatever. Everything. I mean, like it's the best of the Jurassic World movies in my opinion. So even though people are not a big fan of it, but yeah, the member berries and stuff, it is what it is. I thought it was really good for what it is. It has good. I think it has good rewatchability. So
I'm trying to see if there's any other any other dinosaur movies I haven't seen yet. Obviously, I still have to see Dinosaur from the Disney. The was that Pixar or was that Disney Studios that did
I think
that
it's
one?
Disney Studios that did that, the original dinosaur movie. Yeah,
So I have that. I have to watch that. Um,
The Good Dinosaur.
the Good Dinosaur. Yeah.
I like that movie. That was a really good movie.
Wait, is it called The Good Dinosaur or?
Yes, it's called The Good Dinosaur. It came out in 2015. It was very much well before the Disney stink that people I think refer it as. I just watched it for the first time recently, and I thought it was a very homey story. Like, how would you say this? Touching story. I don't know.
Oh, so it's
Like it,
it's about a little kid riding a dinosaur. I'm looking at the box art.
Yeah, like it's this kid that is like kind of like on his own, but this dinosaur and the dinosaur talks, by the way. The dinosaurs are like the monsters in Monsters Inc. Like they talk, like they have
Yeah.
personalities.
Hmm.
They're like the main character, whereas the human kid doesn't talk. He's just like a wild man. Um
And
and
the dinosaur tries to the dinosaur takes care of the kid, helps the kid survive.
helps him,
Oh,
he's trying to take him back to his like family. Like that's the story.
hmm.
And what I really liked about this movie is that it takes place in prehistoric Yellowstone,
Okay.
and it was really cool to see. Like, if you watch it, you'll understand. It's really cool. There's some really charming moments in this movie, and I thought it had a good story too. Because it's basically that green dinosaur is like a really shy kid. He's like not brave at all, but he
Yeah.
wants to be brave because his dad was a really brave dinosaur. So like showing him, it shows his journey of like becoming this brave character and like overcoming his fears and his shyness. And I think that's a really good story for a lot of kids because there's a lot of kids that are really shy, right? And they never come
Yes.
out of their shell. And I
Hmm.
thought this was a good movie to kind of like show kids that it's fine to come out of your shell. You got to kind of step up to the plate sometimes, especially when people need your help. So yeah,
Okay. Uh, there's a weird one. Adventures in Dinosaur City from 1991. Huh.
I need to see what this is.
Uh, I don't know what this is. I don't know. It looks like it's made by the same people that made the dinosaurs series. Have you ever seen the dinosaurs? You've seen the dinosaurs
Oh, I've
series,
seen like
right?
memes and clips. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, not the
I
mama.
grew up. I grew up on dinosaurs because that was on. That was on. I used to watch ABC TGIF every Friday as a kid. That always followed up shows like Family Matters and all that. The Sonic show, the old Sonic Saturday AM show was I
Yes.
actually was previewed on that TGIF late night Friday night time slot. So they actually showed like a clip of I think the first episode of the Sonic show. So, but yeah, Dinosaurs was the one that I looked forward to. It was on at the prime time. It was at 8 o'clock. So when that show ended, and that show ends, you know how this show ends? They're
Yes.
watching the news and they find out that there's an asteroid coming.
Yeah, it's so genius.
Yeah, so it had a dark and it was starting to the winter was starting, nuclear winter was starting or
Oh
something.
no.
So yeah, so it had a bit of a dark ending to that one, but
Oh, that reminds me. One of the funny jokes in that End of Oak Street movie was somebody was whistling the Fred Flintstones theme song. Did you catch that?
um
It was like at the very beginning of the movie, like when the tension is really starting to build up, and
yeah,
you're like watching to see like where the dinosaurs are gonna pop out of. And I
yeah,
don't remember what they were. Oh, that's right. It was when the mom and dad are running back to their house because they're getting chased by the turkey raptors. And
yeah,
you see across the street, a family is like casually getting into their car because they're completely oblivious to what has happened. And
yes,
somebody in that family is whistling the Flintstone TV show theme song, and I was like, even though I was like tensed out, I was like trying not to crack a smile at how like silly it was to hear that song. Like, oh no.
I did not pick up on that. That's interesting.
Yep, yep. It
I
was
didn't.
really funny to hear that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm disappointed because I used to watch Flintstones. It used to be on growing up. All the old shows that my parents, the Boomers, grew up on. I used to watch too because they were also on TV like quite a
Yes.
bit, Flintstones and Jetsons. So,
Yep.
and then the Flintstones, they made a movie. They made a Flintstones movie where they meet the Jetsons. I grew up. I saw
That's
that. I saw
cool.
that as a kid. And then they made Rick Moranis and John Goodman played Barney and Fred in the live action 90s Flintstones. They actually made a live action Flintstones movie.
I've seen that. Yes, that
Oh,
was an
you have.
interesting movie. Yes.
So yeah, and I mean, it's basically primitive, humans living amongst dinosaurs. Basically, dinosaurs are like their tools in that one, and pets.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah, it's been a while since I watched anything Flintstones related, but I'm going through like a list on IMDb right now, seeing if there's any other like dinosaur movies that I haven't seen. But it seems like we covered quite a bit. It's like all the Land Before Time sequels, Jurassic. Oh yeah, Primitive War popped up. It's at very low. What about have you ever seen Dinosaur Island? That's a 2014 film.
No, I need to look into that.
It's got a really low rating though. Like 3 point. It's maybe it's like 3.7 stars. I don't know if that's low or what. I don't know.
The most famous one that I was forced to watch when I was in the military was Velociraptor Pastor or whatever. It's like it's a
What?
really really bad B movie
Oh
of like
no.
this pastor. He like somehow transforms into a velociraptor and he like goes around murdering people.
Oh,
So
Velociraptor
it's like
Pasture.
Velociraptor Pastor or Velociraptor. I don't know how you spell it, but yeah, I was like, I remember like,
Oh my God, a man of the claw.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's one of those like bad B movies that is so comical to watch that like
Oh,
everybody
I
just
gotta
like
share
jokes
this
about it.
screen. Oh, I gotta share this screen. Wait.
Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Oh yes, yes, that's what it is. Yep.
Look at this. Oh my
The Velociraptor
gosh.
Pastor, that's what it is. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It's awful, bro. It's awful.
Oh, I like this.
That's yeah.
I think this is terrifying. This is the Velocipaster. This is so terrifying. This image is so messed up. It's so fake. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. All right. So All right. So, all right. The
The
Velocipaster, man of the claw. Oh my gosh. I hope I can find this. All right. So, all right. So I wanted to connect on some other things like some of the other movies that you may or may not have watched. Thanks to me and Pops and all of us movie nerd losers. Well, actually, no, I'm the only movie nerd loser here. So
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll go with it.
of course you don't. Of course, I just made this up. I just made this up in that brain of mine. So you saw you didn't get a chance to watch Solid Precinct 13, right? Not yet.
No, I want to watch it, man. I've just been busy, but hey, our buddy Nerd Takes is in the chat. I just wanted to say hi to him.
What's up? What's up? So yeah, I'll say hi to everybody that showed up. Nerd Takes. Gray came by, Wakizashi's Tea House, Godzillionaire, and Nosferatu the Vampire. So, you saw Escape from New York though.
I did, yes, I did.
Well, I don't give a fuck about you or your gaming streams. Call me nerd. I don't know. How'd that sound? I sound like a snake.
It was close. Yeah, it was pretty close.
So I love Escape from New York. It's an awesome movie, mainly because of, well, you have Lee Van Cleef. Lee Van Cleef and anything he's in is awesome. He always just gives absolute presence. If you've seen Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and For a Few Dollars More, you know exactly what I'm
Yes,
talking
yeah.
about. Um, and of course Kurt Russell trying to imitate Clint Eastwood, all the famous tough guys from like every Western movie put together, and
Yep.
that's basically Snake Plissken, call me Snake, you know. Um, he sounds so in that movie he sounds so different than he typically does. I don't know if you know this, but Kurt Russell was a Disney actor in the '60s.
Really? I did not know that. No.
Yeah, so he was in a movie. He was in bunch of movies. I think his most famous one was called "The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes," where he plays like a college kid, and he ends up somehow merging with the computer, and he ends up, he's a tennis player, and he ends up merging and becoming one of the smart, like super genius. I forget what it was. It was a Disney movie, so he probably magically his brain merged with the computer somehow or something like
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah. um, but yeah, he goes from that to going from the gruff Snake Plissken thanks to John Carpenter. So uh, I liked how New York was, or Manhattan was depicted in that movie. All the weirdos, all the different costumes.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. Like it definitely is a movie of its time. Just seeing all that, and yeah, I like the beginning part of the movie, like the when they're flying in, or when he's flying in. Excuse me, he's gliding in. It's got like the retro computers and stuff, and
Yes.
that was really cool. Him sneaking around. Yeah,
Have you've seen the poster of Escape from New York, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's basically them running away. Like he's got the president with him. He's got his people, and they're being chased by the Duke and his people. And then there's the head of the Statue of Liberty in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning of the movie, you see that the Statue of Liberty is intact.
Yeah, it's funny.
So the guy that made that poster basically stole from Planet of the Apes, because you know how Planet of the
Oh, it
Apes,
makes sense.
you have
Yeah.
the head, and the all that's left of in Planet of the Apes was the head and the arm with the torch and all that. He just basically took that and put it in the middle of the city, and they're being chased by the Duke's people. So you know who the Duke is, right?
Uh,
He's
in
A number one, brother. He's A number
yeah,
one.
that's
Duh.
right. Yeah.
You want to live, right? You gotta say he's A number one. But yeah, he kidnaps the president, who's played by Donald Pleasance, same actor that played Dr. Loomis in Halloween. So I don't know if I mean, you haven't seen enough John Carpenter movies, but in the early days of John Carpenter, he reuses a lot of the same character actors. So Donald Pleasance was one of them, but he was more of a star than anything. But Lee Van Cleef's the guy that Lee Van Cleef reports to, Charles Cyphers, he's in a whole bunch of things. He was in Halloween. He was also, when you watch Assault in Precinct 13, he's in that as well. I'm trying to remember if there was anybody else from Assault or Halloween and Escape from New York. I don't think there was. But when it came to action, there wasn't nearly as much of it as you think. But because what I loved about the movie was just like the constant tension. You know, Snake going in. You don't know if like when he's going to be attacked, because he's being constantly watched and stalked by these
Yeah.
weirdos.
Yeah. That was interesting because even though like I had this suspended disbelief that he was like he knew what he was doing, but he still got captured, right? And it's because like the people in that city just know it much better than him. It doesn't matter how great of an operator you are.
Yeah,
If you're on someone else's home turf, you're gonna get caught.
yeah.
So that was kind of interesting to see that play out. Um, yeah, and then all the stuff, all the shenanigans that happens, man, unbelievable.
Snake, I thought you were dead, and I like how that just kept coming up. Like everybody comes across, like, hey, I thought you were dead. Even the Duke's like, I know you. I thought you were dead. I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
dead. I'm curious. I wasn't alive in 1981, so I couldn't. I'm curious if when people went and saw that movie that they were laughing when that kept coming up. I thought you were dead. So, uh, but yeah, like there's like he gets captured. They put him in the ring with the big prisoner guy, and they're fighting with like with nailed bats and all that.
Oh, dude, that was insane.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was insane. He gets him in the I think gets him in the side, then he gets him in the head. I was like,
Yeah.
oof, yeah. So I mean, there was some violence, and then on the train when he's trying to rescue the president, he just throws the knife and hits the dude right in the square in the
Yes.
forehead. Yeah. But like you said, he gets caught because they were yeah, they were he didn't there were other people watching. There were other people watching the train. So um and the thing that was I thought was I you think Harry Dean Stanton plays Brain, and that one Brain's the guy that like knows the city pretty well.
Yep.
And he's the one that actually tries to help Snake and the president cross the bridge because the bridge is full of mines and all that. He's like,
Yep.
you
Yep.
got to
Yep.
go left, damn it, go left, and he goes right, and he's the one that gets killed. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah.
So so you find out that his facts weren't quite up to snuff or
Yep.
up to so yeah. Lots of things just that there's just that just happen that they have to keep continually changing the plans. Like they were going to try to take the plane off of the World Trade Center. I mean, this was the future year of 1997, so the World Trade Center was still there.
That was really, dude. It was really interesting seeing that. Like I didn't think about it going into the movie, right? Like I don't think about like when does this movie take place? Oh, I'm looking for the World Trade Center, but it's one of those things where as soon as you see it, you're like, oh, that was before the event, and it's like really, it's kind of surreal just seeing it, in older movies, and yeah, that was interesting. It was cool, man. That's the cool thing about movies. It's a record forever, right? Like this used to be there,
Yeah.
and now it's not. So
Yeah, and I that's why I like to watch older stuff, especially stuff that was that was around before me, like especially 70s stuff. Like I don't know about you, but like I don't know if you have this if this because I know you're born in the 90s, and I don't know if like watching 80s has this effect on you, but like when I watch something that takes place in the 70s, maybe it's because of the style of the 70s, but like I find it like unsettling and far away, like
okay,
far
I see
away,
your
like
point.
something I've never like beyond my
Yeah.
perception because I didn't live in the 70s. I never perceived the 70s. So, but yet
Well,
somehow I feel drawn to it. It's weird.
I have it for the 80s. I grew up in the 90s, so if I watch something from the 90s, I really like it. It feels very comfortable and familiar for me, even though I was like pretty young. But if I watch something from the 80s, I'm in the same boat where it's like, man, this feels like kind of distant, kind of like it's kind of weird to say it feels like the future, but it really isn't. It's just like it's something foreign to me. But like
Yeah.
you said, I'm also attracted to that too. I like seeing these 80s movies, or I love 80s music and 80s culture, even though like I wasn't even a part of it. So
Yeah. The 80s music for me, I mean, was really watching movies like Beverly Hills Cop as like a baby and all that. And
that's funny.
that's what got me into like the synth pop type of music genre. And
Yeah.
and to this day, it's like it just aligns with me. It aligns like if I'm a wave and the music is a wave, it perfectly aligns. So like if you're like in like one of those Resident Evil puzzles, like in
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, where you have to align the different wavelengths when you're in the
Oh, yes,
lab.
yes, 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 yes. With the battery, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, except for me, the wave is vertical, going like this instead of like this, the sine wave. But you know what I mean. That
Yes.
and that's kind of how I describe why I like things the way I do. Like it's because it's beyond like just like I can give a reason why I like a movie. When it comes to music, it's a lot more subjective to the point where I can't really describe why I like
Yes.
it. It
Yeah.
just aligns with what I like, or it aligns with me, and that's all I can say.
No, I can relate. I definitely relate to that.
Now we got to talk about Resident Evil 2 because I brought up Resident Evil 2.
Well, I was gonna say the funny segue talking about the '90s, because like Resident Evil was born out of the '90s, and it takes place in the 90s. So I think maybe that's why I'm really attracted to it, because it's really funny to run around in this like kind of fake 90s world. And yeah, so basically, this year, because of Resident Evil Requiem, I have decided to jump into the Resident Evil universe, and I've been playing through, yes, all the
Look
Resident
how
Evil
small this
games.
book is. This is my hand.
Oh wow, that is pretty small.
It's a really small book. Like this is how big it is compared to, let's say my Zelda thing. I'll go grab that really quickly. I see. Keep everybody entertained really quickly.
Well, what he just pulled up is this thing that him and I backed on Kickstarter. It's called Masters of Unlocking, a Resident Evil retrospective, and it's just basically a fan made hardcover book talking about the Resident Evil series and like its history, the games that are involved, the extra media and stuff. And I was put onto it because I saw somebody on X share it, and I was like, I kind of want to get into this. So, yeah.
So this is my Hyrule Historia book right here. Look how thick it is.
Yeah.
This is the Resident Evil retrospective. Look how sorry. Look how thin this is in comparison. So
Oh wow, yeah.
because
Well,
I was expecting something like this size, getting this. So
you
it was
gotta
interesting.
you got to keep in mind that one was made by an official publisher, like, and the other's made by like a fan.
True.
So there's only so much because by the way, that Hyrule Historia book, they're still selling it to this day. So
Yeah.
like they got like a really good deal, like printing it and stuff. Whereas this guy, he did the Kickstarter to get the funds to, basically start it up. And now he's not printing any more copies of it. So
What's funny is I like the choice of I like the choice, instead of showing like the zombies and the blood and all that, they show the keys and the game elements that I actually really liked about it, like just going looking for keys, figuring out how to get into certain rooms and what's in these rooms, and the exploration that is what really drew me to Resident Evil. And of course
yes.
I was getting into like and this has a lot of 80s action horror into it. So I mean, it's like the perfect combination. And I get the reason why I started playing more of the Resident Evil games is because I get the same type of satisfaction that I get playing a Metroidvania. Even though
Yes,
even
yes,
though this
yes.
is not the same genre, but I get the same type of satisfaction, the same type of thought processes when I play this, because I have to because there's a lot of backtracking. You have to figure out where to go next with the items that you collect and all that, kind of like with Metroid and with Castlevania and all that.
Yep.
Same idea. Yeah, look at I have to look at the map in order to like, okay, which key goes to which door again? Can I get to that door? And then because this is survival horror, and now you have something stalking like Mr. X, or heck, I didn't even think about it. Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread. There are certain rooms where you're being stalked by the
The Emmys.
robot
The
Emmy
Emmys, yep.
by the Emmys and all that, almost same idea. So I mean, Resident Evil is like a very close cousin to the Metroid and Zelda, or not Zelda. I say it has a little bit. I say it has some Zelda elements, but Metroid and Castlevania for sure.
Yes.
Without but with more grounded horror and science.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, so I got this. This is a cool little piece of art right here with all the keys. So obviously, I think these are from RE2. I'm trying to remember which ones are from RE1. It's the shield, the sword, the helm, and the armor keys.
Armor, yes, yeah.
So it's one of these. Whatever. Oh well. And then we get another cool thing with all the keys. This little bookmark right here. So, and if you how every game begins, well, you get it right here. This book contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. So
Yes.
it's a Resident Evil retrospective book when you see that. So you didn't get your copy yet, right? You just got the digital.
Yeah, I just got the digital. Still waiting for the physical. It'll come when it comes. Like I think because since I live in Japan, the guy might be waiting to ship mine last. I don't know, because he focused on the European orders first. It sounds like he got some of the American ones out too. So yeah, it's fine.
I liked how I liked how they changed. They made the library in the police station a lot bigger, so now you had to move the bookshelves. You had to move the bookshelves in order to
Oh
cross
yeah.
to the third floor balcony that surrounds the main room of the police station
Yes, yes, yes.
in order to access like the clock tower and the end of the eastern. So that you have the eastern storeroom, which is right by the police chief's office, Chief Irons. There's that storage area, and there's like a locked door or something like that you have to unlock from the other side in order to access the balcony and all that. Yeah, I liked how they did I liked how they laid it out. They made it different enough. Like they made especially the western part. There was a lot more rooms in that room in that room that had that main hall that had the stairwell and all that. You had the photo room where you have to you develop photos and all
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That was like I think that was the safe room I went into the most when I'm
Yes.
being chased by Mr. X. So there's that room, and then there's the room with the storage the locked storage room. They have to find the different. You have to find the two buttons in order to open the lockers
Yep.
with the code and all that. Thought that was interesting. Then there's a room where there's like just this big shelf in the middle of it, and I got chased into that room by Mr. X, and then it was one of those cases where you're running away from Mr. X, and you're focused so much on getting away from him that you don't realize that there's a zombie right next to you and just starts to grab you while
Oh
Mr. X is
yeah.
chasing you. I hate that.
Yeah.
It happened to me so many times. So, um, but as long as you have something that will allow you to run around like a table or something, you can survive Mr. X because there's a point where he corners you, and you need to utilize that to the best of your ability and all that. So
Yeah, so I'm still playing through it. I'm on the I don't think it's the final boss fight of the game, but it's the one when you're fighting the G mutant in the lab.
yeah,
And
that's actually the final fight in the original game, I believe. Yeah,
if you do the side A, yes.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
side
that's right. Yeah, that's right. And then side B is the tyrant.
yes. That was I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit, but I am playing on hardcore mode and I have like limited ammunition and stuff, so
You gotta shoot him in
um
the eyes. You got to shoot
yeah.
him in the eyes, and then when you shoot him in enough eyes, is the eyes in the middle pop up. You gotta shoot him some more. So
Yep.
yeah, and make sure you collect everything. There's a lot of stuff in that room to collect, whether like grenades and bullets and um, healing sprays and all that. Yeah, that's
Yes.
all in there. So, and then you get to play the game again as as Leon.
Leon, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I am curious to see like because we've talked about this. So basically, the remake games are were set up so for future RE games like Requiem, and so I'm really curious to see the origin of Leon and like how this applies to him in Requiem because Requiem, spoiler alert, you go back to Raccoon City and you see some stuff there, and there's some flashbacks that he has and whatnot. So I'm kind of curious to see how that all plays out because I really liked Leon in Requiem a lot. I think he was a really well put together character and what he goes through, and yeah, it was pretty fun. So I like this remake a lot. It's fun. I can see why people had issues with a lot of stuff kind of cut out of it, but it has its own path, and I'm fine with that because both games can exist, and be their own like entity, and so I'm fine with both games. They're both really good games.
I agree. I really did like RE2 remake. So, heck, the fact that I replayed and I still enjoyed it is a testament to that. So, um, so the thing I still haven't replayed to this day is Resident Evil Biohazard. But you're not going to play that until after you play 5 and 6 or something. I think you're
Yes.
playing them all in order. Are you going to play? I still haven't played the Revelation games to this day. I still haven't
Hmm.
played those. I haven't played. What else have I not played? Let me look. Um, I haven't played Outbreak, Resident Evil Outbreak.
Oh, on the PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
And then there's Resident Evil in VR, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna play that one. So
Yeah, Revelations 1 and 2, I found out you can actually get them on PS4. They were ported in Japan for the PS4, so I'm gonna get my hands on that and play those ones. But no, I'm the last one I played was number 4. I'm gonna play number 5 probably later this year. I already have a buddy, a mutual friend of ours that I'll be co-oping that game with because I heard you got to play that game in co-op because if you play by yourself, your AI companion is really not that good. So
really,
if you play in co-op, yeah, it's a bit more manageable. And then of course I will tackle the dreaded RE6 in the future.
yeah. I mean, it's a
So
pure Resident Evil 6 is a pure unadulterated, full of quick time events action game.
yeah.
So there's no like there's not a whole lot of incentive to explore. It's basically just point A to point B to point C to point D, with like you said an AI with an AI companion and all that. So
Okay.
um, there's three campaigns, there's three stories. There's one that's just them being chased by a nemesis tyrant the entire time. It's annoying. So
Oh
the
no.
best one's the Leon one because Leon's always the best. So
Well, that's good to know.
the Chris one was not that good in my opinion, but
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Don't tell Nos that. Nos is a big Chris fan. He
I
always
know.
has to remind me of that.
Yeah, I mean, how many rocks has he punched to be here today? So, but I really
Speaking
did.
of like RE games, Code Veronica, man, I played that and I was really kind of blown away by that game. I really want to find a way to get it on the Dreamcast and play it on the Dreamcast because I believe that was the original version of it was on the Dreamcast. And
Yeah, I think so. And
yeah,
then
and I
Veronica X, I think Code Veronica X came out on PS2 as like an updated version of
yeah,
it.
it was a lot of fun to play it, and I enjoyed it a lot more than RE4. But I'm looking forward to the remake of Veronica when it comes out next year. Because if it's going to be anything like the RE2 remake, where it's like over the shoulder and you're playing as Claire and stuff, I
Yeah.
think we're going to be eating really good then for that game. So
You know what's funny is I didn't think about it, but in RE2, what she wears in RE2 remake is exactly I think exactly what she wears in Code Veronica. The jeans,
yeah.
the boots, the shirt. Whereas in the original RE2, she was just wearing a skirt
Oh no, I think
or
you're getting.
short shorts or something.
She's wearing like the weird like jean shorts, like to make her look really hot, I guess you can say, for all the horny boys playing the game.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, no, you're right. The Code Veronica outfit is what she wears in RE2 remake, which is like it works because when you jump to Code Veronica, it's supposed to be after RE2, the
yeah.
original game. It kind
I
of
think three
matches her
months.
outfit.
It takes place 3 months later
Yeah,
after Raccoon City blows up.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So I made the assumption. Now it still hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'm making the assumption that's going to come out in February. It's going to
I
come out
think it.
early 2027.
Yeah, Requiem came out in February, and I think that they've probably isolated February as the
RE2,
biohazard month.
RE2
So
and RE3 remake both came out really early in their respective years too. Both
okay, yeah,
I think January and February. So but that I mean that might not be the case for Veronica, but I I'm hoping I'm hoping
me too. Yeah,
I have faith that it'll come out earlier than usual. I think it'll come out before Final Fantasy VII Revelation.
I hope so too, man. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you get to play that. I'm curious if they're gonna now. I'm wondering if they're gonna do a scenario thing like with RE2, or do you think it's gonna be just a single, game, the same as Code Veronica, where it's just you play as Claire and then you play as Chris and you play as Claire again, then you play as Chris again.
Oh, that's a good point. Because back in the day, it was kind of like normal to have the back and forth, but in the modern gaming world, it would be a bit like annoying to bounce back and forth.
because I
specifically.
hated the continuity because I took when I was playing as Claire, I
Yeah,
took all the green herbs, and there was no green herbs for Chris to mix them with the first time I
yeah,
played. That's remember I was playing and I gave up. I started over again.
yes.
It was for that reason.
So I wonder if they will give it a like you said, continuity or not continuity. They'll make it separate for the sake of not making it as difficult as the original game, because that was something people complain about. I guess was the original game. Like you said, if you steal all the supplies, Chris has nothing, and then you're kind of screwed.
Yes.
Um, Now, if they have a hardcore mode or like a classic mode, and it's like, yeah, you need to be careful sharing supplies.
Yeah.
Um, that I would like to see that as a mode in itself. But if they have like a normal mode where it's like it's two separate stories, like a side A, side B type of thing, actually they more than likely they'll probably do the side A, side B if it's going to be anything like RE2 remake, if it's kind of like similar in its design. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Did they did they confirm that that clip that we saw in the trailer is going to be in the game, or is it one of those pieces that was just made for the announcement and not for the game? I hate it when
Oh,
companies do that.
no, I think Capcom is pretty good at like if they put something out like that, it's going to be in the game. Because I think about like the Requiem trailers and stuff. Like to my knowledge, all the stuff they did for Requiem, the promotions, that was in the game. And I think I remember, and I haven't played it yet, but Resident Evil 8 with Lady Dimitri,
Yeah.
the promo that I saw of that. Eventually, when I'd see clips on the internet, it looked like it was 1-to-1. Obviously, like development time that could have been like upscaled the graphics a little bit more or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think that would be 1-to-1, because the way you described it, right, is how they might have it so where you start out in France
Yeah. So
and
I'm
yeah,
curious. I'm curious if like you're gonna if they're how I'm curious how much they're gonna add to that because like the beginning of Code Veronica, is her escaping the umbrella facility,
yes,
or escaping, or I was under the impression she broke in and then they caught her and she started running. So maybe in this case, they Hunk captures her because I'm assuming that's Hunk that
yes,
was
yeah.
there. Hunk captures her. She's a captive of Umbrella. So she's an Umbrella. Then she breaks out. I'm wondering if we could play. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to play um, in that facility. That'd be awesome if we could play in that facility. And
It
then
would be.
the chase would happen, and then she gets caught again, and then she ends up on the island.
My only concern is like if we do play it, and I don't know if like when it comes to action, like having action right at the beginning of the game like that. I mean, I like it because it kind of just sets things up. Like, okay, this is gonna be an intense game from like from the director's point of view. If he wants to have action so quickly in the game like that,
Yeah,
but anyways, yeah, it would be cool to see all of that, the build up to it, and then we get to the island afterwards. I really hope it doesn't get too neutered the whole game, like they cut too much of it out because of time and stuff. I hope it is like a fully fledged out game and they try to recreate as much as they can from the original game, because I like the puzzles in this game,
oh
and
yeah.
I liked the traversing around, even though like it was tough, man. Like there were a lot of parts of that game I had to run past zombies because I just didn't want to waste a lot of
Well,
ammo.
yeah, because they respond.
Yes, 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 yes.
Like especially in the area that leads you to the bridge that connects you to the upper part of the island and all
Yes,
that.
yeah.
That area before that area before that is always respawns as the zombies. So I always end up running past them in particular areas. It's weird because it's inconsistent. Some areas will respawn the zombies and some areas will not. So,
Yes.
and one thing that I learned from playing the second time, and it helped me conserve enough ammo. I was taking the knife and I was just going for the legs.
Oh, yes,
I was
yes,
just
yes.
going for the legs, and it sometimes worked. Sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes they would grab me and bite me. So um, yeah. But I'm hoping that I'm honestly hoping that they can they can maintain or keep all the areas intact for the most part. So there's the mansion. There's so the residence is the one that the Ashford twins live in. That's the residence, and then you have the mansion before that, and then you have the facility, and then you have the jail. I'm
Yes.
hoping that they keep that. I'm hoping that they keep that intact, but obviously make the scale up the scale a little bit, make it bigger, make it a little bit
Yes.
bigger, make it seem larger than life, which is what you expect from a Resident Evil game. You know, especially games from that era. I mean, come on, you're in the freaking lab. You're in the freaking lab of Umbrella, and it's like you're in the shaft of the Death Star. Like you look
It's
down, there's like
huge.
it's like a bottomless pit, and just
Exactly. Yeah.
so. I mean, so I'm hoping that they continue with that. I think they will. I can only imagine what Antarctica is going to look like.
Oh
That,
yeah.
it's going to be huge, huge. So,
Huge.
um, but I hope that they make everybody terrifying. Like, isn't there a character named Nosferatu in the
Oh
game?
yes.
Yeah,
I'm looking
Nosferatu.
forward to putting several bullets into him.
Nosferatu, the vampire. Do you love me? Because he puts that quote. He's like, I'll put you how much out 1 to 10 do you and AC love me? Well, I don't know. I'm quoting Jesus to Simon Peter. Hey, Nas, do you love me? And I have to ask you 3 times. He'd be like, no, F you.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I kind of got caught up in that, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to, I'm looking forward to Veronica, for that. And, yeah. And so other than that, I mean, the movie, let's kind of talk a little bit about the movie. I didn't really get a chance to talk live about what I want to see in the live action movie. What do you want to see in the live action movie that's coming out in the fall?
Yeah, so I want to see this kind of like I don't know. They didn't really explain who this guy is, but let's just assume he's a normal guy. I want to see him kind of learn on the fly how to get out of certain situations, like whether like he's going to obviously be chased by zombies, he's going to get chased by mutant creatures. So I want to see him kind of learn on the fly, get some gear, like kind of it's almost video gamey to a certain degree, but it makes sense in the real world of him collecting supplies
You know
and
what his
burning.
name? You know what his name's going to be
No, Brian.
with a Y.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
lord. Oh my goodness. Too many Bryants this year.
hey, what's wrong with that? And don't answer that. Don't answer that. But apparently, from what I'm seeing right here, there is going to be Umbrella scientists and Umbrella enforcers in this movie. So Umbrella is going to have a presence in this movie. So yes, this is
Well, that's
another
good.
step in
So
the right
that means
direction.
to add to what I want to see, then I do want to see like the typical umbrella like bad guy of like, okay, we created this like bio weapon and we want to use it, but it got out of hand. So now we have like mutant creatures. I also want to see like some experiments gone wrong, like some other experiments gone wrong.
Yeah,
Of course, you've got the zombie outbreak. Like
they
I
did.
want to see
They
him
did
going.
confirm the you played RE4, right?
Yes.
They confirmed that one zombie in that one creepy zombie that you have to use the X-ray to shoot him.
Yes.
I think in the trailer that was it. I think I think
Oh,
you see it.
really?
I
Okay.
think that's it. I don't think that was a tyrant. Tyrants are more jacked and yoked, and
Yeah.
and that looked that one that we saw in the trailer looked a little bit fatter,
Oh, that one.
more
Yes. Yeah.
rotund. So I'm
He
thinking
looked like
that's
the dude from Dune, though. That's what kind of threw me off.
yeah, kind of like that. But I think that's the creepy the RE4
Yeah.
rotund zombies that you have to use the X-rays to find their to shoot their weak spots, because if you don't shoot their weak spots, they won't fall. Basically,
Yep.
it's terrifying.
I when it comes to set pieces, I like seeing the city in the snow and like there's also the one scene of him going to like a farm or something. But I definitely we have to see a lab. You know, it's not an RE movie or game if there's no lab. So hopefully we get some really cool like lab shots and everything. Um yeah, it will be
I'm hoping. Maybe I'm putting my expectations too high, but I want a Death Star looking shaft in this movie. I mean, now I'm not expecting it to be, but I want to see something larger than life
yes.
in this. Like I want to see an Umbrella Lab blow up So, and like you said, I want him to learn how to survive. And then by the end of the movie, he's like, you've seen Terminator, right? You've seen how Sarah
Yes.
Connor changes from a meek waitress who has no idea what's going on to basically pulling Kyle Reese up and like, get up, soldier, and then like, and taking charge and
Yep.
all that. That's what I'm hoping to see with this Brian. I'm hoping to see the change. Like he gets confident with handling weapons at the end of this movie, and just it goes from being goes from becoming scary like original Alien to Aliens, where it becomes more like an action thriller.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, and that to me is what makes Resident Evil.
Yeah, learning on the fly,
Yes,
getting better, so when you get to the end, you have the confidence to take out the big baddie and save the day per se.
and of
Yeah.
course the big baddie has to be the Tyrant or the G virus or whatever. This is 1998, so who knows? But it's got
Yeah.
to be something super terrifying that's still going to challenge the guy, Brian.
Yeah.
So now that the guy's name is Brian, I'm going to have a lot more personal investment in this movie.
Naturally, yeah.
So it's a shame. It's a shame we won't be able to see it. It's a shame that it's not going to come out so much later in Japan. It's assholes.
Yeah, so I won't be there on opening day for you guys to be able to be part of the discourse online. I'm gonna have to like mute a lot of words so that I'm not spoiled of what's happening, and wait until it releases in Japan. So that's gonna be kind of annoying.
But I will tell you how I feel
Okay.
without saying anything. Kind of like how I did with this movie with End of Oak Street. I'll be like,
Yes.
"Oh my f!" I'm like, I'm seeing it now, and then I'll post some emojis of how I'm feeling.
Well, it was funny waking up to the text, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he must have really liked it. So this should be good then. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun to wake up to that.
See, I didn't spoil the movie for you. See, I am capable of not spoiling things. So, but it was a good movie. I'm glad you told me about it. I'm glad it's I'm glad I'm glad I found something I really enjoyed. So so once again, I am capable of enjoying things. Chat, even though I did not like the Odyssey, and I'll finish Spider Man. Finish Spider Man, and get over my issue with get over the flaw of the movie. So because it's a lot. What's funny is I talked to other people, and besides this morning but besides your stream this morning with pops and all that, other friends of mine have felt this. Obviously, Kyle Tread Roberts and my buddy Will from the White Cloaks. They felt the same way. They really liked the main message of Peter's growth and all that.
Yeah.
So, and I know that's what you liked about it too. So, yeah. So I'll finish the movie. Do it. So, all right. But it's been hour 43. I don't know if there's really much else. I'm playing Oracle Seasons right now, and then I need to play I want to at least play Rebirth. I need to play Rebirth for the next
Yeah, you
next
do.
month. So yeah, I got plenty of stuff to play. So I know you've been playing a billion games, so
A lot, yeah, man. Trying to get the backlog dwindle down as much as I can.
So yeah, I wanted to tell you really briefly. I showed a few clips of it in my intro. I told you about the movie I watched with Sean Connery that I actually didn't know about until recently. It's a good movie. It's a western. Sean Connery plays a constable on a space on a mining station on the moon of Io, which is one of Jupiter's moons. And it's basically him against a corrupt company that he works for, and the company basically hires men to try and kill him. And there's like a countdown for when the men will show up at the space station, and there's a lot of tension building up to how he's going to deal with that situation and all that. And it's 1981, so there was still plenty of Sean Connery's toxic masculinity in this movie. So I think it's one I would recommend. It's called Outland, and it's basically High Noon. It's basically a science fiction version of High Noon with Gary Cooper. So
All right. I'm
so
curious to watch it now.
it's basically he's the constable. He's the head of security on this mining station, which has like thousands of people, and they're like a lot of them are just like low lives and all that. Um, and there's drug use, and there's something that's going around killing. There's something that's going around killing people, and he's trying to investigate it, and he finds out that it's actually connected to, the leadership and all that. And the leadership's like, well, if you keep talking, we're gonna have you killed. And that's what really kicks off the movie, and it's basically him, um, basically finding the courage to deal with the situation instead of running away, which is basically one of the main themes of High Noon with Gary
Okay.
Cooper. So,
Yeah.
but it's a really good movie. I like the beginning of the movie is basically like you see the station, and then you get a lot of like text written like it was like a video game cutscene, and it's like it felt like a beginning of a video game.
That's interesting. All right.
I mean, but it has, obviously this is 1981, so it's nothing but miniatures and all that. But I thought it was pretty good. It was directed by Peter Hyams, who did the 2001 sequel, 2010. So, and it's a good movie. It's an underrated movie. Like I didn't know Sean Connery did science fiction until I looked at his filmography. And this was a movie that he did, and the reason why it got made was because of Sean Connery's star power at the time.
Wow.
So
Well, yeah, you've been hyping it up, so I definitely want to check it out when I have the time. Like
yeah,
that's on my movie backlog now.
yeah, I mean, I could send it to you whenever, and then you can watch it whenever. Maybe never.
Maybe never. Yeah.
Maybe never. So,
No, I will watch it. I will watch it.
but I honestly, I took the time out. I watched it one afternoon. I was like, you know what? I kept my eyes were glued to the screen. But then again, I like movies that are older than me. So that's just
Yeah.
me, though. So, but that's a movie I definitely would recommend. And another movie I'm watching right now, and this is a dark movie. It's called The Plague Dogs. It's based off of a book by Richard Adams, who wrote Watership Down, about rabbits finding a new home, an epic story about rabbits finding a new home. But this one is a darker story about two dogs who have anthropomorphic tendencies, so they can speak to each other. They have intelligence and all that, and they basically escape this dog facility, this like science facility where where these scientists are doing experiments on them, and they're just basically on the run trying to figure out how to survive and all that. And it gets pretty dark because then they're being hunted by the scientists that they escaped from, and and it's an interesting one. That's what I'm currently watching right now. So
Okay.
yeah,
I need to finish Spider Noir. I've enjoyed what I've seen of it. I just haven't gone around to finishing it yet.
is that a show or a movie? I forget.
It's a show on Amazon Prime.
I don't know how they managed to get Nicolas Cage to do a show. I'm sure half the budget was Nicolas Cage's pay.
Salary, yeah. I mean, his heart is in this show. He is like really enjoying acting it. I mean, he researched it and like researched that type of acting and that type of era and stuff. Like
Yeah.
he's really into it. So you could definitely tell. And I mean, yeah, he definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if he came to them and pitched it and was like, "Hey, let's do this or something," or I don't know. Like, it's entertaining so far, and I've enjoyed it. So I haven't gone back to like finishing it up.
Okay. All right. I'll have to. Yeah. I know. I know. I told you I wasn't interested, but I don't know. I don't know if you really like it, and you're not much of a show and movie person. So if you like it, then it must be something.
I would just watch the first episode, at least get your whistle wet and just see how it is. There's a black and white mode and a color mode. I tried to like the black and white mode, but like you know how it is back in the day, right? When they did these costumes for black and white, they were like egregious colors, right? So like whenever you see like the I Love Lucy like colorized or whatever, it
Yeah.
looks like really silly. But that was
Mhm.
because they knew they were filming in black and white, so they had to have these like crazy looking costumes and
Yeah.
stuff. So this movie looks fine in color. Everyone says, "Oh, you got to watch it in black and white for the noir feel." I don't think they really nailed it, so I would just stick to color and watching it in color. And it's like watching like a 1920s film in color or 1930s film in color, but like proper color, not
Yeah.
in like the digitized color or whatever.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I've seen the Stooges in color. Same thing. Yeah, you're right. Same idea. Yeah, they wear the craziest colors because they know that they're filming in that style. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll all right. I'll keep that in mind. And I know I always keep telling you to watch, and I know you never will. Or if you do, you gotta let me know. Oh yeah, you gotta watch the Star Trek trilogy:
The movies.
Wrath of
Yeah.
Khan, Search for Spock, and Voyage Home.
Yes, yeah, I need to sit down and get those knocked out too. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first, I mean, it goes from gravitas to levity. So it goes from a crazy epic conflict with high stakes and high consequences, and then the next one is very dark in and of itself. It has its own stakes, has its own consequences, and then the middle movie ends on a happier note, and then the third movie is basically well, a new beginning in a way, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
And you'll know it's a time travel one. So yeah, but yeah, it's something. It's my comfort, and now it's my comfort trilogy. Believe it or not,
Okay.
yeah. So, is it as good as like Star Wars original Star Wars trilogy and Lord of the Rings and all that? Probably not. No, but it's up there. It's up there. So, but
Well,
yeah, that's
we all got our own personal favorites.
exactly. So, um, yeah, but other than that, yeah, I do want to play. I need to finish my replay of remake, and then I want to get into rebirth because you were right. You were right. I was wrong. I thought the third part of Final Fantasy VII remake was going to be 2028, and you said no, 2027 for the 30th anniversary. And now I've been eating my words for like the last few months. So now I actually have to speed up and actually get myself back into playing it. So I have to figure out how I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to have to replay some of the games just to remember how to play it proper.
Yeah, because dude, Rebirth is an animal, man. It's a big game to tackle. Like you're gonna have to just dedicate time on a weekly basis just to sit down and play Rebirth because of like how big of a game it is. It's like classic FF7 in terms of scale. Like there's just a lot to traverse, a lot to do, a lot to see, and that's what makes Rebirth like really interesting. It's basically like playing a classic JRPG because of how large it is. Whereas
Hmm.
like Remake is more of um a contained experience, I guess you can say. So yeah.
Okay.
And I think Revelation is going to be the same. It's going to be a much bigger experience than even Rebirth. So
Yeah, Revelations I think is going to be open world. I
yes,
forget.
yeah.
And I remember like you like I forget what was the you jump they're doing the whole Tears of the Kingdom jumping out of the airship.
Yes, to go anywhere in the world. Yeah, that's I we don't even understand how that's going to be conceptualized, but we're going to probably see it here soon. And that's going to be crazy if it is if it's what people are thinking it is, where yeah, you could literally fly anywhere, you could jump out of anywhere, and for the most part you'll be able to go anywhere. That's going to be insane. If this in that level of detail of the game, the quality of the graphics and the characters and everything, like that's going to be crazy. So
Oh, it's a good thing. I nearly called the airship the wrong name for seven. It's actually four. You know what the name of the airship is? The main airship that you pilot in Final Fantasy 4. You know what it's called?
what's it called?
Well, I just talked about a certain trilogy with you. What's the name of the starship
The Enterprise?
in Final
It's
Fantasy
called
4?
that?
Yeah, Sid named the airship in Final Fantasy 4 the Enterprise.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I forgot that in seven it's the High Wind. The seven it's
Yes.
the High Wind. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm curious. Do you think they're going to have that? Well, I don't know. Do you think they're going to have that segment? You played the original 7, right?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you did. So do you think they're going to have that segment? Now that was meant to be a secret in 7. The whole, they find the you find you find the cave or the lab that has, and you see like the what happened with Vincent, like how Vincent got shot,
Oh,
um
and yeah.
and how Hojo was like responsible. Do you think they're going to have something like that, or do you think it's just that's not going to be a thing in Revelation?
Oh, they have to do that because if you think about it, the last well, when you play Rebirth, you'll see, but like remake had a lot of story for Cloud and Tifa and a little bit of Barrett, and then but then when you get to Rebirth, every character except for maybe Cloud really gets their story fleshed out. Like you get the Barrett story stuff, you get some of the Tifa stuff, of course, Red 13. So with Revelations adding in Sid and Vincent as playable characters, we're gonna have to see both of their stories play out. Like you'll be involved in it, of course, but they're gonna have to include the stuff with Vincent and like what he went through and how that relates to Sephiroth, of course, and of course with Sid's story and the spaceship and everything. Like they're gonna have to flesh that out.
Do you think they're going to show the memory unlock with Cloud when he re
Oh, with
when he
Tifa?
he recalls back to the lab, and how him and Zach escaped the Nibelheim lab.
Oh yeah, dude, they're gonna have to, especially with Zach being in Rebirth and like they've confirmed that he's also in Revelations. They're gonna have to like kind of go full circle with that. So yeah, that will be amazing to see that being redone, like the Crisis Core type scenes of Zach and Cloud at the Nibelheim lab.
Yeah.
But it'll have some closure like with Zach in particular. So no, no, they will. I'm fully confident that they're going to hit all the marks on the storytelling with these characters.
I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, I'm surprised how long that the initial scene with the flashback scene in Calm.
Oh yes,
I
yeah,
am
and Calm. Yeah,
surprised how long that is.
it was its own level. It was its own chapter in the main story.
Yeah, I like because I remember it was long enough. It was long enough to be immersive. I mean, that's what kept me interested. I mean, I remember playing. Can you? I was in college. I just got. I played that segment. I'll tell you how I first played that segment. I was in college. I was in my dorm, and This was right after I took a test. This was right after I took an exam. So I was under insane stress that week. I took the exam. I felt like an intense, weight was lifted from me, and I'm playing this, and I just got so engrossed in that particular storyline right there, playing the original game on, believe it or not, the shitty PS1 emulator, and it was very shitty. So I'm like, I never played something that was so freaking immersive. Like I was just so into it. Like I wanted to know what was going on with Cloud. And so and what's funny was I believed everything that he said. I thought was true. And then I'm playing the game later, and you find out it's not true. I'm like, what is happening here? Game has never done that to me before, where it manages to completely mess with you.
Yeah.
And that's why to this day it's 7 is my favorite game, because as much as people glaze over 6, but 6 is a great game, don't get me wrong. Great characters, great ending. It has a better ending than 7 in my opinion. Um but 7, the way 7 story was written, and how it completely subverted everything I thought. That's what makes it my favorite game.
Yes. Yeah. Like the subversion and like the crazy journey that the characters go on individually, the way it ends, and it's like a bit bleak depending how you interpret it. So yeah.
Like at the end of disc 1, I'm like, yes, finally we're gonna reunite with we're gonna reunite with Aerith, right? Right? We're gonna reunite with her, right? In the city of the ancients? No, or I forgot what the name of the city was. But right?
Yeah, City of the Angels. You're right. Yeah.
No, she's gone. I can't use my limit breaks with her anymore.
Yep.
I had her fully leveled up. Her best limit break in 7 was I forget what it's called, but you get like you're invulnerable for 3 turns.
Yes, that one. Yep. That is that her limit or level 4?
Yeah, that was her level 4. That you had to find that one, and had you had that against Ruby Weapon, you could have beaten Ruby Weapon
Yes.
easily.
Yeah.
But you know, they had to I guess because of the fact that it would have broken the game. That's why they killed her.
Yeah.
And let's make it dramatic too. Let's make it dramatic. Let's be sad. Let's play a reskinned version of the Cellie's theme from Final Fantasy VI, and make it Aerith's theme, and let's feel bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but if you once you hear the Cellie's theme, the general Cellie's theme from 6, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, this is Aerith's theme.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because I've listened to most of their soundtracks, and I'm like, this sounds really familiar.
I love, I love almost all of Nobuo's soundtracks from the early Final Fantasies. The only one I completely forgot is 10, and I don't know. Everybody glazes on 10. I played 10. I barely remember it.
I guess it wasn't for you. You didn't care about the beaches and the
I
water physics and
I
everything.
liked 9. I thought 9 was a much more. I thought 9 was a much better, more personal story. I don't know.
With the really long dramatic animations for all of the battles and the attacks and stuff.
Absolutely, and Vivi and
Yeah.
Steiner. I cared about all of them. Zidane. Yep, I liked how the game ended. So, um, but yeah, that's just. But I loved all the. I liked all of the Nobuo's themes from all the games. That's a big reason why I played all the games.
Yes.
So, I haven't played many of the games beyond 10 because of that Nobuo leaving Square in 2004, and them changing from turn based to I don't know action. I forget what it started with. 12, 11 was open. 11 was MMO.
Yes.
12 was a new system. 12 and 13 were like um, action RPG. 14 once again was MMO, and then 15 was basically driving around action, and then 16 was long cutscene action. So out of all
Yes.
of them, I think I'd want to play 16
Yeah.
because I saw the cutscene when I went with Adam with Backlog Carl. We went to the Square Enix show, and they showed the cutscene of them fighting a dragon or something. I was like, holy crap, what game is this? And I was asking the guy next to me. He's like, this is Final Fantasy 16, brother. I was like, no way.
Final Fantasy 16 is wild. Like the cinematics and the battles that you do, like Nas says that it's akin to Azura's Wrath when it comes to like these Titan battles that you do. Or it's a crazy story, like right off the bat. It comes off very Games of Thrones, I guess you can say, like just
Yeah,
the what do you call it? Yeah, Games of Thrones, like just trying to take power. And
yeah.
I played the demo and I liked it, so I have the full game now. I got to sit down and play one of these days, but it really intrigued me right off the bat. But yeah, the cutscenes are long. They're not Kojima levels long, but they are long.
Yeah, like not like Metal Gear Solid 4 long, but
Yes.
that's neither here nor there. Um, but now because of the fact that Sony decides to not to make all their games digital going forward, I'm probably gonna have to pick up a physical copy of 16.
Yeah, you could probably get it cheap used, but yeah, you probably could get it pretty cheap now for the PS5.
Yeah, so well, aren't games going up in price now? Like games and systems are all going up in price now.
Um it
I know systems are going up in price, but I don't remember if games are doing the same thing.
well, like PS3 games are definitely going up in price because of the PS3 store being taken offline. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, here in the future if when they do cut out the PlayStation 5 games or like the new games are not being manufactured, if we do see price increases, but it's really hard to tell right now. So Yeah,
Okay.
it's we know for a fact Switch games won't be going up in price. Like they won't be like well, actually take that back. You heard about Oblivion and Indiana Jones on the Switch too, right? How they're like insanely expensive because they went out of print, like they sold out really quickly.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a rare situation, but yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking up. I'm looking up what to expect. What's coming up in? Is there anything coming up in August? Any games coming up in August?
Let's see, August. Oh yeah, well, for me personally, the Star Wars Zero Company game comes out on the same day as the Metal Gear Solid Collection, Volume 2. But that's like a remaster of that Metal Gear Solid collection. The
Yeah.
Zero Company is a new game. I'm looking forward to that. There's also Wild Blue Skies just came out the other day, which is kind of like a spiritual rebirth of Star Fox. Um, there was the Big Walk game that already came out that looks really cool, really fun to play. Uh, no, like I'm trying to think what else in October, or excuse me, August that's going to be because a lot of my games I'm waiting for are in September. Like all the games I want to play are in September right now.
Isn't Castlevania one of them that's coming out in September? Or is that October?
October.
Oh, that's coming out in October. Is it too late to get a physical copy?
No, I think you're fine. You could probably still pre-order it right now. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
just check Amazon. Not
What's coming out in September? Isn't like the Fire Emblem games coming out in September?
dude, the question is what isn't coming out in September? So September, right off the bat, you've got Onimusha because they actually moved up the
Oh
date.
yeah.
Onimusha's coming out at the beginning of the month. So that'll be out. You've got the Fire Emblem game coming out on the 17th, as well as the Trails in the Sky second chapter coming out on the 17th. There's another game coming out on the 16th or 17th. I can't remember. Adam told us recently. I just don't remember what it was. You've got like these are the games that I'm interested in. There's like a ton of other games coming out in September that I might be interested in, or other people are watching. I just don't remember off the top of my head right now. It's like I don't know if any part in video game history there's ever been a month this stacked. Like it's insane the amount of games coming out in September. So
Are you gonna play? The Silent Hill game comes out in September
that's
24th.
true. Yeah, that is true.
Are you gonna play any Silent Hills in the future?
No, I don't have an interest in playing like psychological horror games. I'm good.
So I'm curious. I'm curious how good it is compared to Resident Evil. I know it's like you said, psychological. I'm curious if it's like I'm curious how I'm curious if there's the same level of exploration and puzzle solving and stuff.
You would have to ask our mutual friend Dread Roberts. I think he's a big fan of Silent Hill.
Okay. What about the Wolverine game? Are you gonna play that?
No, I have no interest in that game either.
What is this? Blood of Dawnwalker. What is this?
That's a new game. I've heard people talk about. I just don't remember.
It looks like another samurai.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. I think I've seen the previews for that.
Rebel Wolves is the director. It looks like it's a bunch of Polish. It's a Polish developer. Because I'm seeing a lot of names like Sadowski and Jakub Jamalek and Tomaszkiewicz.
What is Carl's here? What is Blood of Dawnwalker or whatever? Because I've heard people talk about it. It's not one of the games I'm interested in playing.
Uh, it's so Bandai Namco is Bandai Namco is the publisher. It takes place in Southeast Europe, so really close to Romania, really close to Transylvania. I'm guessing.
Okay. Oh, Orbitals! I forgot about a game. Orbitals.
Oh, it's a vampire game. Vampire game by former Witcher devs. That's what,
right. Yeah,
that's what Rebel Wolves is. That's their former. Okay,
dude. The Orbitals game that comes out at the beginning of September. That's a really cool looking game. It's like if an 80s anime was turned into a game, like the 80s art style of the anime was turned into a game, and it's a co-op game. Yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah, I did see that. This looks kind of like a cross between looks like a little bit of Dragon Ball with some Gunbusters. Yeah, like an 80s, like you said, an 80s sci-fi anime. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Is this a shooter? What is this? Platformer?
it's like a puzzle solver. Like there's some shooting, I guess, to it. Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's all platforms. Looks like it's coming on Switch too, as well.
I think no, it's only. I think it's a Switch 2 exclusive actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a Switch 2 exclusive, and like I said, it's a co-op game, so I have to force my wife to play with me because unless it has like online support, I don't really have any. I don't know anybody else that's going to pick up that game to play. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm liking the animation. Kind of reminds me of V Vernium VFOM or something, and also a little bit of a little bit of I'm trying to think what else. Definitely, maybe even a little Macross here. I don't know, but yeah. And now we need pop culture mechanic for that. He knows his 70s and 80s sci-fi
yes,
animes better than I do.
yep.
So all right. Okay, Orbitals. All right, so Orbitals comes out. What else did I see? September. Video game September. Well, what about Trail in the Sky? Well, second chapter.
I mentioned that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Yeah.
So they're making a Dune game too. I don't know. A Dune Awakening. Survival game.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's lining up with Dune Chapter 3 that comes out, believe it or not, the same day as Avengers.
Dude, that's gonna be insane. Yeah, those two movies coming out the same day.
Well, I'm probably gonna be. I'm gonna be the nerd, and I'm gonna go see Dune over Avengers. But I might have to see. I don't know. I'll probably have to find a way to see Avengers, and I swear they're gonna make an announcement saying, "Oh, you don't have to like with Rings of Power, you don't have to watch any of Phase 4 and 5 to enjoy." To enjoy that or to watch that. So, I'm trying to think what else.
Well, the last thing that I would say we should close out on is the next time we meet, because the next time we meet, not for Resident Evil, we might do that obviously, but more importantly, the biggest game that's releasing this year that is going to usurp the other biggest game that's coming out this year. And do you happen to know what I'm talking about?
This year, Castlevania.
This year? No. The biggest game that is being made this year that's going to hopefully usurp the other biggest game that's being made that's coming out this year. And Nintendo specifically.
Oh, Ocarina of Time, and is gonna supersede GTA 6.
Yes, I'm just being funny because I know a lot of people are riding on GTA 6 right now, but yeah, you and I are gonna have we're gonna once we play it and beat it, we're gonna have like a crazy breakdown of it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, you and me are gonna have to talk. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. That is just, I don't know. I mean, we still have not seen what they're going to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am, like I said, I'm hoping that this is going to have. I hope that there's going to be some differences. That this is not going to be an exact game, because I mean, you have the original game, and then you had the GameCube version that was basically the same game plus Master Quest, and then we had the 3DS game, which had a very faithful. It was a very faithful, redesign with with a few additional quality of life improvements, like for instance the iron boots and the water temple, for instance. Yes. And then of course that game had its own version of the Master Quest that you unlock that's different from the one on the GameCube. So I'm hoping that for this new one that it's going to be different. It's going to be different. There's going to be some notable differences, like especially from someone who's played the original game a billion times. I just hope it's a fresh experience for everybody, even older fans like myself and you and all that.
Yes. Yep.
So different. The layouts are slightly different. I don't think they're going to add. I don't think they're going to add another dungeon. If they do, I'll be surprised. But do you think they'll update the boss fights? Or do you think the boss fights are going to be the same? I'm hoping Ganon's much harder this time.
Oh, I really hope the boss fights are all updated because I mean the original game they're like way too easy now. We need some more more showiness to them, you know,
Like
make it more
like
interesting.
like for instance with Ganon at the very end, it's really easy to roll in between his legs and then hit his tail, and you can just and you then
Yes.
you can just spam him until
Yep.
until he's gone basically. Um, One thing that I think that you need to do that I think is necessary. There's no get around it. Is you actually have to use the light arrow on his face in order to stun him, or you're not going to be able to hit him from
Yeah.
behind at all. So what's funny is it's always the tail. Like they did with Bowser. You had to in Mario 64. You had to run around Bowser to grab his tail to swing him around, and then in Zelda you had to figure out how to get behind him with the hammer because I mean I like the fact that he knocks the sword out of your hand just like blew me away when I first played. I was like, what is going on? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna fight him? So yeah, so I hope the bosses are updated. And yeah, Ganon obviously was a little. Ganon needs to be a lot tougher, in my opinion. Maybe they'll add another boss to the Gerudo training grounds, which is basically the hard temple, the challenge temple, the
Oh, yes.
optional temple to play dungeon.
It would be nice if they change up like the Dark Nut battles to be a bit more unique so they're not copy paste.
Yeah, I agree. Because it seemed like if you find a light dark nut or a dark nut, that it was just the same thing, just a different color, basically. So,
Yes.
um, but yeah. So other than that, do you think there's gonna be more cutscenes?
Oh yeah, dude, they're gonna go all out. If they're gonna, I mean, that teaser we got, they're gonna have to go all out with the cinematics and really like storytell through the cinematics. I think it's gonna be like playing a movie with the game in it, and it's gonna. I think I have full confidence they know what they're doing. It's gonna be an amazing experience.
You know what I want? You know what I want to see? I think we already talked about this, but I'll do this live too. I want a temple of light. I
Oh
want
yes.
a dungeon of light. So instead of just Raru giving you the medallion right away when you wake up, that you wake up in a room equivalent to Breath of the Wild, basically, and then you have to explore and find your way through the Temple of Light in order
Hmm.
to get to the Chamber of Sages, where you first meet Raru, and then he gives you the medallion of light. And you know what I want? You know what I've always wanted to see in Ocarina that we didn't quite get to see? I want to see the freaking Sacred Realm.
Oh yes, that would be sick to see a little bit more of it. But I think they're gonna. I would not be surprised if they still keep that as a cinematic, man. Like it makes more sense. Like we don't really need to run around in the Sacred Realm, but it would be cool to see more of it, like in like camera shots and stuff like that.
Because I think for my video that I did of Ocarina, or maybe it was Link to the Past, but I used the Link to the Past Golden Land art that was from that game as basically my representation of the Sacred Realm, because Sacred Realm and the Golden Land are the same thing.
Hmm.
They just called it the Golden Land here in the North America before that. So, um, but yeah, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see the Triforce. Apparently, I was thinking about this today. One of the baddies in Wheel of Time gets a Ganon-like fate. Ocarina of Time Ganon-like fate, like it's sent into like the void and all that. So
Yeah.
I thought about it. I was like, oh, I'm like, I wonder if they got that idea from Zelda. No, probably not. But I like to think that. So I need to finish that series. But yeah, so it's been a little over 2 hours, and it's a good stream. But I'm kind of wiped. I can't think of anything else to talk about.
Well, that's good because I'm starving right now. Like
You're,
I need to eat lunch and I got to do a bunch of
if
stuff still today.
if you've never breaking bread with AC, he eats a lot. He needs a lot of food to maintain himself. So that's why he's so thin. So yeah. Oops, I revealed that about you. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, man. Thanks for doing this. I know we kind of planned this really quickly. We weren't sure when we were going to do it, but
It was
uh,
fun, bro.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for recommending this one. This was a good this was a good movie. Anything you want to promote? I know you were doing your World War II. Was it called Blaze of Angels or?
Blazing Angels, Secret Missions of World War II is the subtitle. Yeah, that game, childhood game of mine. Just kind of revisiting it and realizing how much I don't really like it now for some parts of it. I think Blazing Angels 2 was a really good game, and I think that one might be the better of the two games. We got to see once we get into it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I got to try to finish that game this month because next month's a big month for me on my channel. I got some cool plans. Cool game I'm going to stream all month, and I've been looking forward to it all year. And it should be a lot of fun, especially since well, it pertains to one of my top 3 movies of all time. So we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna leave it at that because I'm not gonna reveal too much right now.
Okay. Any upcoming anything else you want to like? Any unboxings? Any videos you're planning on doing?
Uh, oh yes, I just got done doing an unboxing for this Trails in the Sky first chapter, kind of like collector's edition. And I have the video record. I just have to edit it and throw it onto the channel. So that should be coming here soon. And that was fun. It'd be a quick little unboxing video, but I don't do a whole lot of unboxing stuff. It's just if it's something really neat, I'll do the unboxing for it. I rather just stream video games for people to watch and hang out.
All right, cool. Thanks for once again. Thanks for doing this. For me, so I have, believe it or not, I know I haven't done Chillpore in a while, but I actually have. Next 2 weeks, I'm doing Chillporeals on Friday. So this is the first. This is part 1 of 3. AC, you're part 1.
Nice.
You're the new hope. You're the new hope of this trilogy. So, but yeah, next week I'm having my friend Dane of the White Cloaks on. I just visited him in Canada. He's a big Lego guy. I'm reading his book right now. It's really good. So I know, like, you're reading what's his name? John on
John
John
Arthur
Douglas. John
Douglas,
Douglas.
yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a book. Well, my friend Dane of one of the White Cloaks, he wrote a book, but his is not published. He hasn't self-published yet. He's probably not going to self-publish for years, but it's definitely something. It's definitely an interesting fantasy that's done by 5 different points. It focuses on the same events, but from 5 different points of view. And some people are there and some people are not there. So it's a very interesting story. I'm on the 4th character. So
Okay.
I'm on the 4th part of the book, and I got to finish that. And I'm going to talk about that with him and I'm going to hopefully get Amber from the Sword and the Pen on. She's another writing book/writing YouTuber and all that. So I'm going to get them on. And then the week after, I'm going to have Nick Weiser on. And I was on his show talking original Trek, and me and him are going to be talking about our favorite toxic action movies of the decades prior. So the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So definitely be there for that. So I got to watch a whole bunch of movies right now, including Jean-Claude Van Damme's Double Impact, where he plays his own twin. And it's so 90s. It's so cheesy. And it's hilarious. I can't wait to can't wait to finish that one. So, but yeah, that's in the works for the next few weeks. Hopefully I'll get more people. And the other thing I want to do that I started reading my Star Trek production book, and I want to get started on I need to do something for the 60th anniversary. So I think I'm going to start with my retrospective on that. So
Nice.
So be on the lookout for that. So other than that, everybody, it's been a good stream. AC, thanks for doing it. Go eat something. You need it. And I'm actually hungry myself. So everybody, take care. And if you definitely check out Pops and AC on their replay talking the Spider-Man movie. And and other than that, everybody, we'll talk to you later.